Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your friend and sponsor, Michael Hayes of the Living Legacy Group, wishing you a good day today. Today is Friday, TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. Always, even though we work every day, doesn't matter. We always say, thank God it's Friday. But yes, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking into what's going to be going on over the weekend, and today I'm going to have a short session on how you can build what we talk about when we say build your own economy. So sit back and relax. If you got your trading platform open, we can go together. We're going to jump right over to the charts. It's been a rough one with Bitcoin doing what it's doing, and we've been waiting for this surge for so long because of the fact that it's just hard to keep up. When you get to the point where you think you got it, the market says, nope, you ain't got it. So we're steady working on a couple platforms. I have to actually find my other one. Where's my other one? My other platform. Maybe it is. No, it's not there. I'm sorry, folks. I gotta find my other. Did I throw it away? Maybe it's this one right here. Sorry for the flashy. Nope, that's still the same one. I thought I had my other. Oh, it should be. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry, folks. Your boy is absent-minded. So I'm going to swing this one over your way. See, I have two different screens. Come on, please. So we've got a position we got to make up for. We're going to take that $9 because we worked hard for that. We're going to take this $6 and we're going to, that's a 0.9. We're going to let it ride for a little bit. We've got this sell. It was right down here. I'm so tempted to just close it, but that'll be $19 that's eliminated from the account. See, that's the thing. I have to work on not leaving any trades open at the end of my day. So that means when I go to sleep, I got to have them closed, because I'm running into the problem of not having enough cushion in some accounts where they might just hit, almost zero. And that's not cool. It's not cool at all. So we're going to work on that aspect. And once we get all of we got 19 trades in here. Way too many. I'm not even supposed to have over 10. I got 9 over. So that's why I'm eliminating some of these. And we're going to look and see. We're going to look and see what the market is doing in a broader aspect on TradingView. But first we have to get through this. So I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm so happy and grateful that I am able to bring to you this show live. bit. It's blaring. There we go. All right. So please, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please like, subscribe to the channel. We have had some technical difficulties because past couple days. I wasn't on yesterday because for some reason I'm having an encoding problem. So I need to figure that one out. That's why it's good to have a lot of people in your team and in your corner, so they can actually help you out when it comes to fixing these types of problems. And when I really don't, I have to study it. I have to study everything. That's why I chose to make this channel. There's a lot of people that don't know about cryptocurrency, and it's going to be happening. It's in the news. It's happening every day we wake up now. We got something new going on in the crypto field. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining today. Let's check some news. We got this guy here. Wow, look at the music. It's choppy. I wonder why that's happening. But anyways, anywho, nanny. Thanks for joining. Oh boy, here we go. We have the encoding problem. I think what we're going to do, since I don't have anybody online to tell me what's going on, sometimes the stream will shut down and I won't even know it. I'll be sitting here talking and I won't even know the thing had shut off. So I have to hook up another monitor. So hang tight, let me do some things, and I'll get right back on the screen. Wow, yeah, it's been a rough night. Okay, it was yesterday it happened, so all right, I'll be right back. I do apologize for me taking off on you, but I have to figure this thing out so it doesn't shut down. Okay, all right, be back.
2 o'clock on another red afternoon here, shaping up. Just keeping an eye on Bitcoin, moving back to the downside a little bit right now. But I was reading a story on VanEck apparently wrapping up or liquidating their Bitcoin strategy ETF. If you remember, that was the first iteration of the Bitcoin-related ETFs that were actually following the price of Bitcoin futures. So VanEck again going to liquidate their Bitcoin strategy ETF now that there are actual Bitcoin ETFs out in the world. Few things moving around still. Yeah, ugly day once again. 3.3% here for Tesla to the downside on heavy volume, as we've been seeing, trying to bounce once again off 212 for Tesla. We'll move to the downside if you zoom out to a higher time frame. IBIT, one of those Bitcoin ETFs, trying to get back higher right now. Bitcoin itself not really doing a heck of a lot, but I will do that right now. Fabian, stand by. Okay, should be good. That is how the overall board is looking at this point this afternoon. There's Tesla very red. Caterpillar getting hit here this afternoon as well, 3.5% under a significant amount of pressure. Deere 2% to the downside. I mean, Amazon, pick one, they're all red. It's just a matter of how much at this point. Google 1.5%, Meta even down about 0.5% up here. Not as bad, but still negative. Lots of negativity in the banking group, but the only group right now as a whole kind of holding on to some green today, and XLF here is still positive on the session, but definitely not if you go against what happened yesterday. So 3 days in a row here downside, but we have rallied after the gaps down. Yeah, rates higher, dollar higher, typically means stocks lower. So let's have a look at some of these chips as well. There's NVIDIA, Broadcom to the downside, AMD, Intel, QCOM, all of them basically under a significant amount of pressure. We were talking about AMD and NVIDIA to kick things off this morning in relation to what has happened over the past week or so. Lots of positivity, lots of positive talk continuing in the way of AI and demand to come later in the year, guys. So finally, a day of a little bit of retracement here for these.
Yeah, it's about time. I mean, this market's been a little bit of a wild one right here. I started shorting Apple on that news of the antitrust, but I don't think that that's doing anything with that stock. We are still short the banks right now as we hit JP Morgan. As you can see, we're pretty light again. It didn't really want to break 167. Once it took that 50 period, we just went short, looking for something to do on the banks. So it's funny that we led with that story. But yeah, right now, JP Morgan, actually not too bad. NASDAQ down 1.17, ES down 0.9, JP Morgan holding water upside right now as well. So yeah, we're watching Apple, we're watching everything right now. I have a crazy story. We'll wait for it on NVIDIA, but yeah, so far so good actually. Today as the market's been a pretty wild one, needless to say, I feel like anyways.
It's all, no question.
Down 1%.
It's been wild. Like the market feels like today, it's like Jigsaw's out there, the villain from Saw. Like saying, I'd like to play a game, find a stock to buy.
Right.
Like that's what this morning was. But you know what? Like, I saw all red on that board, and it doesn't feel that bad because a few stocks made some bottoms, like Apple, despite the antitrust lawsuit. It's actually above VWAP. AMD did recover to VWAP right now, although it did just flush most of the afternoon. But I tried dip buying on an AMD, and to no success. I tried the two levels that we like, kind of at afternoon support a couple of times off the 156, the first bounce, the second bounce. I stopped out both times. The first could have worked. The second one didn't really have a chance. And that's where it's like Fed pivot, moved to something else. Ended up being Old Faithful for me. And it was Intel. Like it's weird. I mean, it's not weird, but it is weird how often we're seeing this. And this is anecdotal, but the amount of stocks that have had this type of hammer candle when they break, like they'll just break a pre-market low, and there just isn't a bid for the first 5 minutes. And this happened with Neo. This happened with Rivian. I mean, Intel's done this a couple of times, and it's kind of wild. And so when I see that, it just sort of tells me, okay, maybe I should be thinking about the short on a stock like that as it comes back up. So Intel is the one I'm in right now, off of this local high, 46.15. But the market is giving you plenty of moves. I don't think we're going to have to worry about a poll. Will the Nasdaq close red or green today? Maybe we can think of something else. If you had to lay odds on it, I mean, I'll put you on. This is kind of on the spot, like what, 1-7, 1-8? Is that fair?
Get back 1%, yeah.
1.125.
Yeah, it's probably too deep. I mean, I think a lot of it's going to have to respond with Apple and things like that, but yeah. I don't think it'll be, yeah, I think we could definitely say that this market's not going to go green today.
All right, we did just get the Fed beige book there at 2 o'clock. I was just reading through some of the, overall the move was higher. Just reading through some of the comments here. Nearly all Fed districts reported cooling labor markets, which is obviously positive for the market. 6 districts noted slight or modest price increases still. Overall, it sounds pretty dovish, though. The prospects of falling interest rates was cited by numerous contacts as a source of optimism. If you're hearing that for the first time, Fed's beige book is a overall economic look with each individual state level Fed group sending their report in to be condensed into one. So that's the beige book there at 2 o'clock. Let's go to Tesla. Downside, as we saw, in a pretty big way, coming off. There were some price cuts that were announced over in Germany. Not
Well, I'm
the biggest
back.
market for them,
I
but I guess
didn't.
notable because it was
I'm having a
a
hard
decent
time trying
size of
to
a price
find
cut.
this thing.
Yeah, Brendo,
I've got
the Model Y long range in
You
Germany
can
is
see
getting
I
an
get 3 lanes going on at
8.1%
once.
cut. That cuts it down to about 49,990 euros. Germany isn't the only place in Europe where there's cuts. There's going to be cuts in
This
France,
is the
Norway, and
live
Netherlands
one,
that range
But
from
I got
5
it
to
playing
7%.
just so that
margins
way I
continue to get
can
squeezed.
figure this thing out.
As we saw when
I've got
we
it
came in
error
here,
code.
3.5%
Let me
almost now,
explain
but
to you what I
really
got.
not a heck of a lot to do.
On my platform, I've got an error code. It says YouTube is not receiving enough data. And there's something on the screen that shows up, and it shows that it's lagging. I can hear the music choppy and things like that. So I'm trying to figure it out. I thought I had it yesterday. Like right now, it says excellent. But then when I start playing, like maybe that's what the problem is in playing the videos. Let me see if I'm gonna switch on Trader TV Live again and see if that changes. Changes things. So the music is okay. I had to see, I take the phone and then I have to walk out to see how it's working. I gotta put my little signs back up too. There we go. All right. So the premise today is it's Friday. We're going to listen to the news. I'm going to figure some things out. We're going to do some trades. We're going to see what our positions are. We are going to then work on getting this account to where it's got a positive P&L. We've got to work on another account. This account, we're going to keep those running so that way we can make up for those. Happen overnight, beyond my control. So hang with me, hang out. I'm gonna put myself on mute. I'll be walking around doing some things, but I'll be close by. Thanks. You hear my music? It's choppy. I'm going to cut it off until I can figure that out. That drives me nuts. This is afternoon. We're not looking for afternoon. We're looking for right now. So, come on. What's going on? Here we go. It's the 19th. Today's my daddy's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. You would be 105 today. Hey, listen, play these numbers. And I'm saying this because it's his birthday and it's pretty cool. His birthday is January 19th, 1919. So, hey, I haven't seen the number fall. He's 105. What's the odds of this year being the year that he is his number is going to fall? But here we go. We got Trader TV Live going here. But yeah, that's I might have to step out and check him out. Check out play my numbers. I don't know what happens. See, this is why I take off, because I got to figure out why is it buffering. I don't have too many units going on for my, maybe I need to, I don't know what I need to do, but I keep getting this issue, this buffering issue, the encoding issue, the music issue. I got to write those things down. My trading issue. So, all right, hang out with me. I am going to be in and out.
Futures trying to get back to the upside here as we get going for a Friday, heading into what is going to be a pretty good weekend here, coming off a positive week for stocks overall. We got that big boost yesterday from Apple back to the upside, coming off a Bank of America upgrade. 2 days in a row, Evercore today with a thumbs up for Apple. We'll talk about that coming up. We're also seeing continued strength in chips across the board, semiconductors, just so impressive since the beginning of the year and going, let's be honest, going into the end of the year last year as well. Oil downside ever so slightly today. Bitcoin I saw was downside ever so slightly to kick things off very, very early on this morning. We get Michigan sentiment coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. Remember, there is an inflation portion to that release that the market will watch pretty closely. Otherwise, though, going to be a pretty good week for stocks once again. It's Friday, January 19th, 2024. TraderTV.live starts now.
See how they got their stuff so professional? That's what I want.
That is how the overall market is looking. The NASDAQ, we're actually way up here this morning, so gapping through most of what we dealt with over the past couple of days for range. S&P may be more important today because if you zoom out a little bit on this chart, I don't know if I can fit it in here. There we go. Yeah, we're right here, right now. That's all-time highs basically happening as we speak here for the S&P, up about 0.5% to kick things off. But I mean, both of these markets, that's where we're trading right now, not the day before. It's kind of hard to see there on the trade ideas chart. But both the NASDAQ and the S&P potentially set to wrap up the week here at all-time highs. It's been so impressive, as we said, mostly on the tech side of things. A couple of underlying stories this morning on the Amazon side with iRobot. There was rumblings of this getting squashed, you know, for months and months and months. Turns out it's Europe that comes through and says, nope, Amazon can't buy iRobot. Like what? Like there's going to be a robot vacuum monopoly? Like I don't understand this.
Yeah, Europe always likes to have their say. Apple trying to appease Europe as well this morning by allowing third-party apps to use its NFC technology, the one that they use for Apple Pay. You're going to be able to use other apps to be able to pay at point of sale as well to kind of get around some of the antitrust issues it's having in Europe, Brendo. But I want to mention that S&P making all-time highs. I didn't anticipate this with the 10-year, the 2-year, and the 30-year all being over 4%. I thought there would be some sort of inverse relationship between the two.
Yeah, the march higher continues, regardless of this interest rate question that continues to kind of linger in the background. What's to come, not only coming up in a few weeks here, we get Fed Chair Powell at the end of the month. What's he going to say going into March? Remember, it seems like some of these cuts that we were so anticipating as soon as March have been kicked down the road a little bit, maybe even June or into Q3. I saw people talking about yesterday for the cut side of things. But yeah, I mean, chip strong. Obviously, we had Taiwan Semi come through yesterday. So impressive right across the board with their earnings report. That kind of led the group. But earnings coming up at the end of the month as well for AMD will be the next one. Sean off, enjoying a long weekend. Once again, Obi is in today. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Look, man, it's a rinse and repeat yesterday, right? Because you got the strength in the market led by the chips and Apple, so it's exactly the same thing. There was already a chance to dip by Apple off of the previous close, and the only thing I see that's weak in the market is a couple of Chinese names, the EVs, and maybe a little bit of Bitcoin hasn't really done that much of a bounce. So Bitcoin, I guess the story is gone matriculated through. I'm just going to pull it up here because it's trying to make some kind of higher lows into a breakout. So maybe we can join the party here with some crypto moves. But at the end of the day, you got to grip and rip Apple. I was already in it once. You know my style. You know how I roll. I'm going to take my profit if I see it. And yesterday, I didn't get to dip by an Apple. I was about 30, 40 cents shy of the level I liked. I think Sean got his at the 186. I liked it off of pre-market lows in here. It didn't quite get into that price. Today it was like, no, just dip into resistance in pre-market and the close price. It already gave one shot at that and then wicked and failed the 190. So I think Apple, as long as it can hold the previous close, maybe even consolidate above 190, I think you grip it and rip it. SMCI, their guidance helping things out to the upside. Wayfair's moving as well. You've got Spirit Airlines. Although Scott H in the chat was pointing out to me that some of this rally in Spirit Save is being pumped up by people on social media. Mr. Portnoy apparently as well. I'm not always as big of a fan of these moves when some of the juice is coming from that. To be honest with you, like I like longs, I'm looking for longs and save, but I don't like it more because of that, Obi.
Yeah, Save's been having a bit of a rough time over the past couple weeks, turbulence, if you want to call it, in the price action for sure. But yeah, no, yesterday pretty decent recovery of that news on Save. I got softy on watch today for sure with the NQ gapping up the way it is. I was doing my scans last night and I was just like, oh boy, a lot of strong closes. I think the probability of a gap is quite decent there. Thank you very much, Randy.
There it is.
Thank you. But yeah, probability of gap up has the potential to be very high. Coming in today, 17 250s. Oh boy, 400 softy incoming. Very strong top idea. One of the top ideas for the day. We'll see if it comes into fruition. But yeah, no, a lot of names with the run up today.
I'm starting an unofficial old boy counter because I'm gonna run out of fingers, so I'm literally just grabbing a note. I would put it on my iPad, but my iPad's charging. We were actually we get interesting discussions about the markets, and like we were talking about Microsoft and we're talking about Uber, and then the conversation shifted to battery life on old Apple products because the iPad that I use to keep my prices and my notes on every single day, the key price levels and all my interesting stuff. Like if I unplug that sucker, like it takes all day to charge it, but it will literally die in less than a day's worth of use. Like it takes the entire trading day to charge. Like I plugged this in when I sat down, it was dead. I plugged this in when I sat down at about 6:50, and it's at 23%.
Definitely
Like
not fast
that's
charging.
almost 2 hours. Like what is going on here? That's why Apple wins, because you got to buy new stuff over and over again. So anyways, just another reason why Apple's amazing. It's at 2, by the way. You can't really see that. I'll let you guys know the old boy count by the end of the day.
All right. I was just noting yields downside a little bit here. We had the 30-year testing 4.4 at the end of the day yesterday, back to 4.36. So the first day in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside here for the 30-year. So long-dated yield still showing all kinds of strength. Fed's Goolsbee on CNBC right now. Making some comments as well about the ongoing fight with inflation. I mean, the market not really reacting there. I mean, we are still higher on the day, 0.75 right now for the Nasdaq, about 0.5% for the S&P. But this kind of goes back to what we were talking about there to kick things off, in the sense that what is going to happen not only with the January meeting, but if you go out to March now. You know, as Frank was on yesterday afternoon, we were talking about this a little bit. It's a coin flip. It's literally 55-45 of either it's going to be a hold in March now or maybe a quarter point cut. But it seems like indications are pointing more and more towards the latter.
Yeah, and like you mentioned yesterday, it was 80% at one point
Yeah.
for the chances that we get a cut in March. I think what you were talking to me about yesterday off camera, the GDP, the preliminary GDP numbers that we get next week, also going to be quite indicative of whether or not we get a soft landing. The soft landing will obviously factor into whether the Fed cuts early or waits into the Q3 or Q4s of this year. Goolsbee right now talking about that soft landing right now on CNBC. But terming it the golden path to inflation, so that we don't get that rocky landing, Brendo. You got to use new terms. This soft landing's overdone now.
They all want a headline or something. Or some quote. Yeah, Fed's Goolsbee. If we continue to make good progress on inflation, we need to factor that into policy rate. Yeah, no kidding. Thanks. Who cares? Apple, you saw a little bit higher here this morning, 0.6%. It is that day where you can go to, I mean, in the US, it's that day, not here in Canada, unfortunately, but you can go order your Vision Pro. Pre-orders start as of today. It's on the website. I just checked. $34.99, or it was like 200 and $80 something a month for 12 months if you want to finance it. Seems like a steep monthly cost for a Vision Pro headset. I also saw this morning a few people saying or suggesting the fact that there's already potentially shipping delays for these units.
Yeah, not surprised there, Brendo. We'll have to see how Apple does. Anecdotally as well, I was listening to a podcast where they were citing a user and basically someone who's testing out the device preliminarily, and they were talking about the sort of the virtual keyboard that you get on the Vision Pro and how it wasn't kind of up to speed. You're going to have to chicken peck at this thing. You're not going to be able to type normally, so a Bluetooth keyboard probably an accessory you're going to need for this device.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are talking as well in the sense that I feel like we get to a point where keyboards are just archaic and not even needed at some point, and everything is just voice.
Yeah.
Or maybe even you just think about an apple and it searches
great.
for apples and I don't know. Anyway.
Coming, Brendo.
Speaking of Apple, here's Apple stock or shares. Back higher again, guys.
No, you can't have my keyboard. Like, first of all, if you watch the show long enough, you know I got away from the BlackBerry to have a keyboard a while ago to get to the Pixel. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. The guy in my baseball pool, he sent me something, and I just saw like the link, and it started with Barstool. So I'm like, I'm itching to click the link. I'm live, right? I'm not going to because we're supposed to be talking about stocks, but I hate when you get those. That's a problem with getting the notification. Now
it's just in the back of your mind.
What's
You're
he
just like,
sending you?
yeah.
from Barstool. It's probably absolutely hilarious. But look, man, I love the keyboard, but he's like. I would argue that that's all probably already true for a lot of people. Like you.
Okay, I'm back. I had to run and do that. Like I said today. Today, we got our lucky numbers, Daddy. All right. Oh, excuse
You
me.
really don't need. We're
I
trading.
walked
We're
this
here
time.
every
That's why it took so long. But oh wow, we missed some good outs there. We had some nice outs. See, that's the thing. You cannot, if you're going to be in a trade, you got to stick around. Because I could have cashed out on a couple of those. Well, they'll go back up anyways, because that's a nice wick there. I don't know what's wrong with this. We're going to shut it off. At least mute them. Won't shut it off. But listen, so what I've learned is that when you have these, let me widen my screen so you guys can see. So when you have, I gotta get my signs out of the way. Let me go to my original screen. Image. So when you have these huge wicks, I've been noticing that these are areas of, say, of zones that it will potentially hit in those zones. And what I mean by that is I gotta have something going in the background because I have to. Hey, how you doing, Zylane? How you doing today, my friend? Thanks for joining me. But look at this. Okay, so first of all, my name is Michael Hayes of the Living Legacy Group. This is my network marketing company. It's called the Living Legacy Group. What we do here is we teach people how to become a network marketer and invest in their own cryptos, precious metals, or whatever it is that you want to promote. Say if you promote vacations, we teach you how to be a professional network marketer so you can get rid of the fear of being able to communicate with people and so you can communicate with the community, know what you're talking about, know your product, be comfortable as a professional network marketer. Don't let anybody try to fool you. If you are working for 3M, any big company, when they say go out and do sales, you're network marketing. You're going out and you're pitching it. The doctors, they get them all the time. You get pharmaceutical representatives that come to the doctor's office dropping off samples. You have liquor merchants. They go to the bars and the liquor stores and they sell them their product so they can then sell the product back to the public. I'm doing no different. Okay, I own a handyman home service business. I fix basically anything in your house that's broke. If it can't be fixed, then it's replaceable. So my thing is man, I should have stuck around for that big old spike. But anyways, whatever you like to do in life, I can teach you how to do it even better. And with a little charisma and swag, you can get a second income. This is why I said in my description, building your own economy. The economy that is around us, we can't do nothing about it. So we have to focus on what can I do for myself? What can I do for my family? If you're up the age, I'm going to be 60 this year. So when you're up in that age and you put in your hands and sweat and you worked your work, why not get your money to work for you? Work smarter, not harder. So I will be conducting some classes in the Detroit area on how to either become a network marketer or a professional trader. We have products like iTrust Capital. There is a referral base fee that is given to me. On the platform I use, Pocket Option, that also is a referral based platform that I use that I can teach you to use, and you can teach somebody else to do the same thing. Our cold storage wallet is Engrave. We have two. We have our Coinbase, which is connected to our bank. Okay, so we can take money and either put money into our iTrust, or not our iTrust, also our iTrust, but into our phone. Okay, and then from our phone we can put it into, and I don't have it out, a cold storage wallet. So Coinbase is a cold storage wallet, and Engrave is a physical cold storage wallet that you hold physically your coins in your hands. So yes, that's who I am. This is what I do. This is what I like to do. During the pandemic, everybody had to sit down. Nobody could go outside. So now that they've lifted the pandemic, now we're scrambling to put our lives back together. If you had a job that entailed you to do certain things and that employer suddenly closed up, now you're looking for unemployment. You're looking for a new position and a new job. You're accepting what somebody is willing to give you for your time and effort. So just think about this. You know, there's a lot of dark clouds that hang over the network marketing field. You know, when I first started, I started in the 70s. I sold soap. I was 16 years old, and I'm walking door to door in my co-op. Buy some soap, buy some soap. Nope, 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 nope. That's all. I did get a few customers, but my thing is that I never gave up the entrepreneurial spirit, because everybody knows me. I've always been an entrepreneur. I started off in the car automotive, what do they call it? Aftermarket installation. I did that. I still do it. I've been doing that most of my life. I've been a builder. I've been a tinkerer, if you call it that. So it's always been in the blood to be an entrepreneur and not let someone choose what I'm worth. I know what I'm worth. So if I'm willing to sacrifice myself and come out here and take advantage of the opportunities that are given to everyone, everyone's given that opportunity. So I'm here introducing you to cryptocurrencies, trading, professional retail trading, not professional institutional trading. There's two things. And what is that? Oh, building your economy by saving precious metals. You can do all of this. All three things you can do through iTrust Capital. Let me get up and close and personal here with you for a second. So with iTrust Capital, you know, you have your traditional IRAs that self-employed people can get into. They can get a precious metal IRA. They can fund their own IRA through Charles Schwab or Franklin Templeton, Franklin, whatever. But we're coming into the future money. They just approved the ETF, so that means that now they're considering the value that crypto has brought to the forefront. Now they're looking at it going, oh shoot, this is trillions and trillions of dollars that are circulating through this thing called the blockchain. See, before we get into cryptos, you got to know what the blockchain is. So in 2019, yours truly, if you look at some of my videos, past videos, I tried to introduce people to the blockchain and what it did and how it works. So joining the Living Legacy Group, I teach you everything I've learned and know in my 40 years of experience. Now, I may not have 40 years experience in trading, but I know somebody who does. The things that I may not know how to do, or I didn't know how to do, I know how to do very, very well now. So that's why I chose to claim myself the ultimate handyman. I just don't fix a couple things. I do automotive, I cook, I build, I have computer skills. This trading thing, I fell in love with trading because of the fact that if I can make $500 a day with only a couple hours worth of work, wouldn't it be worth just saying, damn, let me check this out. It's only a couple hours that I can spend towards this. I don't have that time, Mike. I've got to go out. I've got a job. I've got to do. Hey, I do the same thing. I watch my dad, my stepdad, work 2 jobs until the day he died. I'm serious. And the day he died, they were still calling. They were calling him on his phone, blowing his phone up, trying to figure out where is he? Why isn't he here? So I had to bring that, into fact that I'm not going to work till I'm dead. There's possibilities of making money while you sleep. There's possibilities of having multiple streams of income. So I took it upon myself to dive into those things, and I found them. So now I am sharing them here today with you in this live. So these lives, they're streamed. I don't get any kind of error codes now. I don't know if it's something with me running too many things at the same time, because you got to remember I've got, I think, 6 browsers open. This is all running from my laptop. So I've got a bunch of browsers, YouTube, the background music. So my CPU isn't keeping up. So I will have to switch to a desktop eventually, once I make some more money at this thing. So that was my up and close and personal spiel about that. So we're going to go back here. I was going to show you guys what I meant about these wicks. Okay, so remember Oliver, he had taught us that these wicks, usually this has a 90 or 80 to 90% follow through rate. Remember he was saying about the snowman? I'm still working on some things, trying to excuse me. I can see myself buffering over here. I've got my phone hooked up so I can monitor this thing. So I see this and I go, oh man, that is such a relief that all of these orders will be filled, and hopefully we'll get up to this $6 mark. Another thing I found out is we have where I am. How do I put this? I'm bringing the cryptocurrencies to the public as best I can. I own Bitcoin. Everybody owns Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing a transition right now. People that are skeptical are still skeptical. They're looking at how they're going to invest in this thing. The big institutional players, these guys have been letting into the field. So the price of Bitcoin has went down. It has actually plummeted. It didn't plummet, but it went down far enough to cause every other coin or every other entity to do its thing. So right here we can see I get all of my news I get from either the CoinDesk, what is another one? What is that? What is this? CoinMarketCap and Cointelegraph. That's what it is. But there's a lot of crypto news out there. But I try to give you the gist of it, so you don't have to deep dive into all of it, and feel safe that, hey, okay, we might invest maybe a small amount. Let's invest a small amount first. Let's do this. Let's invest a couple $100 and just let it and just hold it. Open yourself. The Engrave wallet is about $500 or $600, but you can. Coinbase is free. You can open a Coinbase on your account, put some in there, let it sit. I can show you how to make what I'm doing for my grandkids. I'm making separate wallets, and I'm putting separate coins, not just Bitcoin. I'm going to put a piece of this coin, so that way when they get their inheritance is going to be in crypto. Who knows where crypto is going to go? Speculations say as high as $140,000 per coin. Others say $2 million a coin. Whatever it might be, by the time I leave this earth plane, my grandkids will have an inheritance. Unfortunately, I wasn't left an inheritance, but I was left with the knowledge that I was a very loved person by my grandparents and my parents, and they didn't have the means to leave an inheritance. So that's another thing here with the Living Legacy Group. We teach people how to live the legacies that's been, the road is here. Now work on leaving some generational wealth for the people you love behind, because 100 years from now, you guys won't even know me. My videos won't even probably be known. But you know what? I'm going to do my best to make sure that my grandkids are taken care of. The only way I can assure that is to be able to put their coins in their own separate wallets, leave instructions, and their coins are safe in the blockchain or at Coinbase custody, either one, but they're going to be set. All right, it is coming up on 9 o'clock. We're going to try to get back to the news and see what these guys are talking about. Hopefully, it's still buffering. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully I can stream it. So keep your eye on this wick. Keep your eye on this area. Hopefully we'll be coming out of this. This is what caused a depletion in an account over 4 positions. Only had 4 positions that were open, but they were the account wasn't big enough to take the brunt of the hit that it caused, because each time your price comes down, let me show you what happens. If you look down here, when your price goes down, if you this coin right here, so this position I bought right here, it is now $36.56 in the negative. It only went negative because I wasn't able to monitor these to put trades in to counteract the balance and the imbalance, because you can balance it out. While these positions were kept open, I could still trade with the trend down and pick up money. I could have picked up a couple $100 if I didn't fall asleep. I get tired. It was 11 o'clock or 11:30. I get up at 3:30 to 4 o'clock every morning to prepare myself to get this thing as professional as I get it. Don't think this is just some mics playing on the computer. No, this is a viable business that I'm going to make strive like most of the people that are on these things. I'm not dancing or telling jokes or anything like that. I'm bringing educational content that can potentially make you a freaking millionaire. If you take the time and learn it, you know, what's going on with this thing. So, okay, hopefully we got these guys under control. Oh, this is Oliver. This is Oliver. Elephant bar play. We're not doing Oliver right now. Let's actually. And see, I can't do that. Maybe I got too many YouTubes open, I think. So I'm gonna have to limit myself. I'm gonna have to cut some of these off. See how they're flipping? This one's flipping. Excuse me. Trading. Okay, I'll have to. All right. So, Candlestick Bible. We'll use that. We'll take off Grayscale. We needed to do our song. We'll do our song later. You guys don't let me forget, because we are winning, but we are so late in the day trying to get this thing to work right. So, all right. So, what I need to do, this is the token that we are, oh, before I forget, what I totally, my friend Patty, she's all like, Mike, you're here, you're there. Well, that's how my mind works. Like I said, I'm trading, we're holding Bitcoin. We're just not going to trade Bitcoin on the markets because we don't have enough capital to hold trade in Bitcoin, because when it does plunges, you're looking at thousands of dollars in movement that we don't have, and that's how we were damaging our account. We are still kind of on the borderline because we were trading at 0.88 pips per lot, or lot size. So that means every time that we traded 8 pips, or 0.08 lots, it was $7.75. So that means each pip move at 0.8 is like almost 80 cents per move. This is why these things got up to where they are at. Now, if it was down here like 0.10 a lot, see, this would be, it wouldn't be 36, it would be $3.93. See, look, this ripple down here. Okay, it'd be the same thing, but you know, I'm using this as as an example because it's traded at 0.01. So we're looking for this to go back up to the upside. We're gonna cut these off. If you'd like to get a trading account, you can open it. It's very simple. It takes 5 minutes. I know they say, oh, it takes 5 minutes. Yeah. But it's something that you have access to worldwide. Hopefully I'm talking, it says Zalan Kwan. Hello. You know, Zalan, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but I don't know where you're at in the world. That's why I say leave your name and where you're at. Because there might be somebody that only has, $500 that they can invest into themselves. Come on in. If you got $100, come on in. Now, $100 is the minimum because it takes $50 to trade Bitcoin. But then I found out, depending on how you get your Bitcoin, there are fees. There are fees in putting Bitcoin on the platform. I found out there's fees from the Bitcoin machines that you see at the gas station. You're looking at about $24 in fees to get Bitcoin. I found a way to just go ahead and put your money into the machine and take your phone, and with the QR code, just load it right up into the trading platform. You can circumvent all of your banking issues. If you don't want the bank to know your business, you can take the platform on your phone, take it up to the machine, load it, and when you want some money out, you can take your phone, put it on the machine, and the machine spits out the money. It doesn't get any simpler than that. But people don't like simplicity. I don't like simplicity. That's why I'm struggling with what I'm struggling with. But I'm going to get past those things because I have good people in my corner that I need coaches. That's why I look at Oliver. I look at even the past coaches that are gone. I look at those guys. But look, this is the coin that we're going to be trading for a bit now. And it's called Santos. This is Santos right here. Santos is a token. Okay, you're going to learn that the coins, the currencies, there are two types. There's the stable coins, and then there's the alternative coins. They call them many names. The alternative coins are the coins that are connected to projects. These projects, in turn, have been creating the technology behind the blockchain. So holding the stable coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, Tether, okay, those, I'm just naming off a few. Those are coins that you can use in the market to trade other altcoins with. For example, I found to get this token, it's a token, it's not a coin. So to get this token, you would have to be on the Ethereum network. Now, being on the Ethereum network means that you take your US dollar, you convert that into Ethereum, which is the cryptocurrency on an E20, what is it called? E20 contract, okay? See, these are the things that I need to teach people about. E20 contracts, how Bitcoin was derived. What is it? You know, how's it being used? Is it going to be the digital gold? All of those things can be captured and answered right here at the Living Legacy Group Live. So thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe. Like I said before, we were going to try to get Trader TV live on here. So that's what I am here doing on this channel. I hope to grow this channel. I hope to grow multiple streams of income all over the world and to help people actually make a living from this digital economy that is here. It's not coming. It's here. Just like everything else, EV, whether you like it or not, you know, there's trillions and trillions of dollars being in the development of development in this new eco-friendly. It's kind of an oxymoron, because as we watch the what do they call it, the coal and all of the industries that brought up to where we're at now, how it deteriorated the earth, they don't think that, you know, electricity, having all of these things that are gathering up this electricity, is going to hurt the environment also. Those are electrons and neutrons and electrons and all that stuff. So
Distinctive bid over the past 3 weeks over this 180. You can see that every week.
my thing is that, you know, we have to be careful with everything. A lot of everything is not good for everybody. So, with that being said, I'm going to shut my gourd. I'm going to put these guys back up here, and we're going to wait for the opening bell. Thanks for joining.
A little bit of an interesting third Friday of the month as well, right, Neil? So definitely some interesting price action in store for us today. Damn.
You could,
Imagine the things you can pick up.
Imagine you started investing when you're like 8 years old. That's the key. That's the real key, investing at 8. Like when you have a kid, the first thing you do is set up that education account, buy the market, hold the market, and then their education is paid for. I'll tell you that. I'll be straight up.
Did you hear what he said? Buy the market, hold the market,
my administration
your
just did a
education's
bunch of
paid for.
student
Imagine that.
debt forgiveness. I did.
See, this is what I'm talking about. How can I stop that from doing?
Did pay for. I worked to pay for some of my university, but after I was able to pay for my first year, my dad was like, "You're not paying anymore. It's covered. We opened an account when you were a kid, when you're really young, so it's covered." Now I didn't know that until I'd already worked a few summers and was like paying for first year. But that's if you can do that for your kids, man. Invest early. That's like I suggest that to everybody. Let's get back to the desk because. Oh, come on. You got to say
I told you
Wayfair's
guys.
got just what you need.
I told you.
Yeah, layoffs, not only for W, but I saw Macy's as well with, I think it was 3,200. Not nothing for Macy's. But Wayfair, a little more interesting this morning because of the short side of things. The short percent still in the 20s at last I saw. So we're actually gapping up to here right now. Bounced off 50 yesterday and the day before a couple of times. But yeah, 1,650 employees being let go for Wayfair.
Yeah, 13% of their employees, not a small amount. 19% of their corporate team, the corporate team, they're going to focus a lot on middle management to cut there. Brendo, this is the third time they've cut employees since 2022. Since that time, it saved them about $280 million off their balance sheet.
And I have to say, all the experiences I've had specifically with their customer service have been great.
There you go.
Like, if you want to return something, I think it was like a lamp or a lamp shade or something we were trying to return. They didn't even make us send it. They just sent us another one and like give it. It was great. So now we have two. One's broken, but whatever. Yeah, it looks pretty good here, guys, this morning for Wayfair.
I can't speak to their customer service, but I'll trust Brendan because I know. Yeah, I'll trust you on that one. But I care. Look, the 24% short float is what wakes me up about Wayfair. Like just 24% short float. You've been making a bit of a turn. Let me just get the daily chart up for you guys. Why am I looking at it and not showing it to you? The fact that you've been making, oops, zoomed out too far. The fact that you've been making a bit of a turn here, it's been kind of nasty, and you got this higher low, but now you've gapped above the 50 and the 200 period, which are literally overlapped, and you're breaking out this little channel here. I mean, come on, this doesn't have room to squeeze it till 62. I think it's got room to 62 here today. Like 60 is a nice psychological level. So you look at the previous high and say, why not? This previous local high is about 58 bucks. If it's holding 58 at the open, I think it's got a chance to go. If it's breaking 60, I think it's got room to 62. 24% up is all that matters. Like that's the thing. It's a great catalyst. And the thing about Wayfair, yes, it's up 15%. I understand that's a big percentage, but given given when you look at this daily chart, it's done more than that before. We've seen bigger moves than this multiple times within the last year, both to the upside and to the downside. It's very capable of putting in like a 20 to 25% day in either direction. So just because it's up 15% doesn't mean I would hesitate to look for some longs. And Juan, thank you. Props to my pops for sure. The one thing that I learned from my dad was like, don't say it, do it. Just worry about putting in your work, putting in hard work, and then he was always there. It's like I'll let you work for it, but I'll have your back, but when you need it, but put in that work, like pay for school, all that kind of good stuff, pay for school. But I remember he wanted me focused on education, to be sure, and. Like I sincerely mean that. Anybody, if you have kids and you want them to go to university and college, like the day they're born, you open up an account. Just think about the compounding by the time they turn 18, or I guess it's 18 years old means 17 for some people. But by the time they get to 18, just think about if you've been contributing like once a month that time, like it builds. Education is so ridiculously expensive right now that if you're not doing that, you're basically behind the 8 ball. But anyways, Wayfair,
Listen
I'm
to
only
him,
looking
guys.
for long.
Listen to
58
him.
has to hold the open. Otherwise, it's a 60 break I'm looking.
Yeah, I saw a funny comment in the chat. I think it was Trader Forever or something, saying that I'm gonna buy a couch and return it now. I was laughing at that a little bit, pretty funny. But yeah, no, test out their customer service and see how it goes there. But yeah, one name that I guess I didn't have on my watch, but definitely now I do. It's doing about over 40 Arvol in the pre-market right here on that snap up again, cutting some workforce and catching a nice almost 10-point bid from 50s to 60s going into the end of the week here. But yeah, let's see if we can hold above this consolidation 56, 57 for a continuation move, or is this move a little too hot to handle in terms of the balance there. Maybe we get a little bit of a reversion back down into some of these prior support levels. Let's see support, resistance, support turn to resistance, and then now we're blasting back through. Let's see if that support kind of comes back into play, 157s or even 154s here on Wayfair. But if we continue to the upside, that 60 looks really nice. Not too much until the 65 as of recent. You can see that some strong selling coming in off of this 60, 65 kind of breakdown here as of recent.
We'll talk about China here in a sec. Just wanted to mention this real quick. Tesla down again today. I was saying to Sean last night, at some point we get 200, or at least I hope. Anyways, at some point we get 200. Tesla down again today, 1%. Inside EVs reporting, Tesla Cybertruck owners who have driven 10,000 miles are saying ranges between 164 to 206 miles on average. That's against a 340-mile range estimate coming from the company. So. Good. It didn't really move on that. If you remember, you and I were just talking, going back I think a week ago or so, they had to revise all of the cars down because of some changes that the regulator came in with. So that's not great. 164 miles to 206 miles on average for anyone that's driven 10,000 in a Cybertruck.
That's interesting right there. I wonder if it had anything to do with the aggression with which they was driven, or the cold weather that we've been having, which really does put a dent on the range on EVs. But with respect to China, Brendo, very interesting news coming out of China with the Chinese government basically saying they're looking to curb expansion of its EV sector because of slowing demand. They don't see the kind of international demand that would warrant a lot of exports. And, they've been spending decades building out their battery production facilities as well as their production lines for EVs. So this is very interesting. They're calling it disorderly competition behaviors, Brendo.
Yeah, we've been talking about the weakness in this group right across the board, EVs specifically, but China as a whole over the past couple of weeks. But yeah, not only Tesla. I mean, look at NIO again today. Downside, so some pressure coming back in here.
very quickly, there were balances of like 1 million to sell on Apple and Amazon. They both paired off in the last couple seconds here. Now 600,000 and 400,000. They were a little bit bigger. Save, Spirit Airlines is 500,000 on the buy side. So those are the only ones that stand out to me. Well, I guess there's a sell on Microsoft. It's now 400,000 as well. Look, Tesla, we're going to always talk about, I know we're supposed to be talking about China. NIO $6, that's the extent of how I looked at China. I doubt we see Pinduoduo 136 again, but if we do, anyone watching the show knows I love that level. The EVs are where the weakness is. Down 1.2% on Tesla, short. It's just been a short. I look at the trend line it's in on Tesla, and I see 170. And the thing about this trend line, so yeah, you're looking at these two lower lows. It's kind of easy to spot that. It makes a fresh high. There's one bottom, lower high. There's next bottom, then you draw a trend line. But if you go all the way back to the split, it also corresponds with the post-split high. Like the top of this post-split high ends up intersecting the bottom of this channel. It just makes me give more credence to that number. That's why I keep saying 170. I'm not drawing a line in a chart at a support level. I'm actually looking at a trend line which has had significance since the split on Tesla. And you got to get to 200 first. If we see 200 today, there's probably a bit of a bounce off that level on Friday. But I'm thinking short the EVs until proven otherwise. The big level was 212, 2 days ago, and then resistance at 212. As long as that holds on the offer, then I'm looking for shorts. Rivian sets up 16 and 1650 and then 1720. That's 3 levels for Rivian. Lucid as well has been trend to the downside. 290 on Lucid. You've also got the 270 level. 2 days ago, that previous top, 270. You have multiple levels to work off of. 270 is going to be tested at the open, so that could be a very tight stop, but I'm still thinking short the EV until proven otherwise. And then just because we're supposed to be talking about China there, NIO double bottomed at 610, so I think it's got a shot off this $6 level. It did a decent bounce in the afternoon. We traded that in the afternoon yesterday, but we're still down here right in front of that 6 even. I still think we have a chance to test that 6, which could happen very quickly. You're only 17 cents away here on NIO.
Yeah, definitely EVs are the weakest of the bunch. And Li Auto here, I'm watching that along with some of the other EVs. Oh boy, if you look left, bit of a structure coming in here post earnings. Nice. I saw you mark that down on the counter there. But yeah, a little bit of a consolidation post earnings. Look at this volume bar here. So some significant volume not really seen in some of these other earnings that came after that. But look at that consolidation. We've held that price, that reference of that volume pretty much all for majority of the year there. June to December is that price action. We're coming right back into those levels here. So some strong volume that pushed into some of these levels, going all the way to 47s. We'll see what we do coming right back into some of these previous support levels here.
Here we go. We got 10 seconds to end this week off. The market has been in rally mode, but we're pulling back going into the open. Nadera in 5, 4, 3, 2, and you know what to do. So we mentioned this right away. Apple could be retesting previous close.
The market
NIO at the $6
open.
level, possibly going to come
we'll
into play. Ooh, Apple already bouncing decently. So I want to see it. Again, it did hold. I elected not to reload. I already made that trade once. Either it holds 190 or we get a retest of that bottom. Lucid, oh, for the love of Lucid. You've got to be, it did it again. Oh my goodness, Lucid. We just said, yesterday, we said this yesterday, you got to just, I said 270, just sit in the stupid trade short. Just sit short Lucid in the pre-market and risk the 2 cents, and you're going to win. My goodness, you've got to listen to yourself, man. When you see a pattern, you've just got to attack it as many chances as you get. So I'm going to try to get on the offer here of Lucid, maybe a little bit lower, and pick that short up. Uber, we didn't mention Uber for the breakout trade at 60. No, I think we did. Maybe we did. Did we say Uber 65 break? If we didn't, apologies. Uber 65 break. It's a double top. There you go. I know we mentioned it in the afternoon, but Uber about to make that break. It's at 64.80. The market's actually headed downside. So I'm not chasing Apple. I'm not trying to fight that one. My first thought is, A, when I see the market heading down, short EVs. My second thought is, do I have an Affirm short available? Not really setting up here, shorting the bottom at 40. But Look, I hope somebody shorted those EV names because it's just free money off the open every day. Every day, Obi. Every day.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I know you talked about it last week. A bit of a long-term trend doesn't necessarily have to have much RVOL, but a bigger picture trend happening on some of those EVs, and yeah, definitely strong faders indeed. But yeah, I'm patiently waiting. I plan for the Softy 400, not really coming in right now, but let's see how far we dip on this dip if we're gonna stay dipping here on the market. So we did test that 17,250 earlier on, bit of a double top there, taking a nice pullback into yesterday's range. Let's see if we can hold that 16.1. But the strongest of the bunch there, Neil, Alphabet, super strong, pushing
Tesla's
145. And yeah, Tesla's bouncing apparently.
So remember I said watch out for SMCI. If that's dipping, be very patient with any chips. SMCI just put in a hammer candle to the downside and is now getting back above that low. So now that I see that, you can start to think about some of the other longs. If it's going to hold that bottom, I only want to be taking some of them if they're bouncing. Marvell, no chance at a breakout at 70, but this is a super strong stock in the daily. Back into this level, 68.5. I do like it. So I'm going to get on the bid of Marvell in front of that 68.50 level, see if we can't pick it up. I'm still looking for a short to pop on Lucid, but you got to pay attention to Tesla here. I thought we'd be heading lower. Here's your 212 level coming into play. So support to resistance on Tesla. Now you're starting to make higher lows on Apple. Apple's starting to make higher lows, priority to Apple.
Yeah,
Apple just held that bottom one more time. It's looking to put in a higher low as we speak. If it can do that, then I go for some longs a little bit higher than that previous close price. But the easiest trade has been those stupid EVs short at the open. And I'm talking about the Lucids of the world. If I get a second crack at it, I'm not gonna
short
I'll
here,
swing and lose on
kind
a
of-
trade,
I gotta work
but I'm
on
not
this
going to
account.
miss that trade
This
if it
account
pops back up again.
took a hit.
I'm still
I
watching.
brought
I'm still
it up
watching
to about
Softy here, but yeah, Apple kind of
$230.
a little bit stronger than the rest of the
Wasn't
bunch
strong
here.
enough to
Nvidia
withstand this
super
dip right
weak,
here.
kind of flushing pretty hard
We
into
only had
yesterday's
4 trades
consolidations.
open.
Same with Softy.
So
Alphabet's really the only one who's
we are
showing some real
going
strength
to-
here, and I guess Tesla, well, Meta pulling back. I rolled out as well. I got
42
I'm
cents.
kind of trying a different kind of layout there.
What
There goes a
kind of
bounce
another
off of 394 halves.
So that's what we're
394 halves
gonna do.
was
We're gonna-
was a
we're
level I was
going
looking at
to
here. So
collect
initial bounce
a
here
little
with
bit,
the wick on the
open
NQ.
it back up,
We're using
collect
some
a little bit,
confluence.
open
So
it
we
back
shall
up.
see, and we shall wait. Oh boy, is this long going to set up or not? I have no idea. But
Well, I can tell you
patiently
what
waiting.
No, I can tell you what
Remember
just
this,
happened on the
guys, to
future.
Ishan
The
Tree?
future just wicked an overnight level here, 17.1. Like this little jump off that we had overnight at 17.1. We just wicked that, but remember we showed SMCI and what the reaction of the chip names relative to TSM yesterday. So when SMCI was making that bounce, like it's a why we like Marvel. Look at SMCI. Did the wick bottom? SMCI's liquidity's piss. Let's be real about it. So last time I traded, I was like, this stock's not very liquid. But when it made that dip, I'm like, this is a chance to get to dip one of the chip names that you like, and then if it goes breakout, you can catch a bit of a bottom. Like, how do you get bottom wick on Marvell? Because SMCI showed the turn, and Marvell was in front of this level here. So that's, again, it's the setup of the trade, to me, that always interests me the most. There, and SMCI flying, you're going to see AMD
Put
trying to
this
break
on
out
a
tops.
1 minute
I
scale
like a
so we
breakout
can
on
actually see.
AMD, maybe a 166.50. I prefer looking at 165 here. But
See, when you put it at a
patience
one-
led to go 2 for 2. We had one good Apple trade. Now we've got
1 minute
Marvell
scale, you
keeping
can
a close
really
eye on
see what's
SMCI.
going
Let's
on.
go to Adara.
Edgewise Therapeutics getting a nice pop to the upside here. EWTX announcing a pricing of its $240 million underwritten offering. So keep an eye on EWTX, up about 30%. Strong volume here, guys.
Speaking of volume, Spirit Airlines is doing a tiny little bit of volume today at the $7 level. So I'm not thinking longs until it gets closer to the 6. But
Sure.
you're seeing a bit of a battle being waged, and I'd like to see who comes out on top before I would chase that level. I don't think it has that tight of a range for too long. I keep looking over. My head keeps doing like this, bobbing back and forth to Uber, because I have the order to break out 65 long, and Uber is just chilling out within 20 cents. So it's very close to me to breaking out. It did wick bottom there. I'm still looking for that breakout. Nvidia, you know what? I went on over to Marvell But that wick that you saw on SMCI, you could have gone to NVIDIA as well, and you're going to get the same kind of bottom. So that's what it's all about, man, if you want to hit that big trade. And this is only because of what happened in TSM Taiwan yesterday. When it made a bottom, the other chips made a bottom. So today, when SMCI made a bottom off the open, the other chip names made a bottom. Now, I'll promise you, when I saw this break back above 41, it was just at 47. That's the kind of stock it is. It does not move like a normal $300 stock. That's why I don't really trade it.
Yeah, a bit of strength. Kind of, I missed the entry that I really wanted here on the softy. I was looking for the turn. 93 halves was pretty nice. I was looking at 94 halves as well. Let's see if this comes into fruition. Bit of a strong push. Let's see if we can break back through this 395 here. If we can hold 395 and consolidate, I think we'll be poised a little bit better for that 400 if that chooses to come in today. But yeah, strong. Tesla pretty strong. Meta as well. Meta pushing for that 380, pretty much right there. Apple not really doing anything, but yeah, strong wick on the 15-minute here on softy with about 7 minutes left to go. Let's see what we do with this 395 here. I'm looking for a push right back up into that 397. Let's see whether or not that comes into place. I also have Uber on watch. Uber, that 65, definitely very, very interesting as well. But doesn't seem like it's really getting anywhere right now, as it's just consolidating pretty much within a 30 penny range in and around that 65 area here.
Uber sucks.
on Uber.
To be honest, like Uber is a very frustrating stock right now because I've been staring at it for so long to make that break. I just took a dip buy in AMD. Dip buying in AMD has been like a pain in the butt because every time I look for the setup that's generally been a good one on strong stocks, breakout, hold that, like you see a bid at the quarters and halves, go long in front of it. It tends to run stops first and then make the next move to the upside. So I'm going to go 0 for 1 on AMD. Still like Marvell, but when I see that kind of reversal, I have to have some concern. Marvell held the bottom. Seems like it can't get past like 69.25, 69.30. The market's still showing some signs of weakness. I might jam out of this if it can't hold this 69 bid sometime soon. But AMD, bit of a pain in the butt. SMCI just continues to go. Remember Meta and that 380? Well, to get to 385, it actually has to, it has to get to 385 to short it. So there is a long possibility into that level. I'm sitting here staring at the breakout on Uber because that was the first breakout I liked. But the 380 on Meta was just, it's already given it to you. So this is going to stair step to the upside. I don't want to ignore it. If I think it can get to 385 for short, it has to get there first. If it takes the stairs up, look for that 380 entry point. So we only have one long right now, and we do like the chip, at least a couple of chip names to the upside. I promise you, at some point, if Lucid gets down 5 or 10%, if Lucid gets through 250 and I haven't shorted it once, then I've really failed today because I should be sitting in this. I might try to take it here, 62 to like 65, because that's the next available setup.
Yeah, Uber kind of pushing right back in. I thought it would kind of go there for a second, but NVIDIA as well, decent bottom wick here. There's some pressure through the 395. Let's see if we finally hold right now. We look like we were kind of coming back in, but this looks like a little bit more of consolidation here. So again, I wrote down in my plan, I don't have to be the first one there, but I do want to try and get involved in the move if it's going to happen. If it's not, that's perfectly fine as well. We'll get back to it if and when it does set up here. But the SPY looking a little bit weaker here as 477 comes in off of that. That 480 kind of interesting as well. We haven't really been able to push through that with any sort of distinction over the past couple of weeks. So I do have that on watch as well. But yeah, Softy still hanging around here. NQ wicking. But before that, we're going to pass it over to the desk with Adara.
Not seeing any news on this one right now. This is a penny stock here. CRGE, Charge Enterprises, making a really nice move to the upside, popping off right on open. A little bit of talk on this in social media. If I see anything, I will let you know. But CRGE, very strong right now, guys.
Well, we've got another position on. It's not Uber breaking out. Of course, it's not Uber breaking out. Why would it be Uber breaking? It's just not going to make that break. But it's NIO. NIO at the open. Look at the flush. So the EV name's flushed.
Frames.
With this name. But that's why I've been focusing on shorting Lucid and Fisker and Rivian instead of Tesla. Because When Tesla goes down, the other ones go down. When Tesla rips faces off, you still have a chance in those other ones. Let's go back to the desk with Adara.
Lots of chip names really strong today, including Qualcomm, QCOM, this one making new 52-week highs. In addition to the SMCI moves, is moving a lot of these semiconductors. This one also announced an 80-cent quarterly dividend payable in March 2024. So keep an eye on QCOM. Really strong on the day, guys.
Obi, you were saying Qualcomm.
Yep, it's
You
a little
should be in
strong.
it.
I do have it on my list of things, but then I kind of didn't give it too much priority here. But definitely Qualcomm. Again, doing the scans at night, I was like, oh damn, Qualcomm looking hella strong here. So let's take a look at what Qualcomm is doing. Oh boy, 150 coming up. Okay, all right. So yeah, let me just pull that up here. We'll let Uber cook a little bit. I did get stopped out of my softy, and then we held the 394s. I was like, not without me. I'm getting right back in. When that 394 halves holds, I push right back in. Let's see if that 395 holds now this time around. Tried it once, tried it twice. Maybe the third time will be
hoping
a
it
charm,
didn't
but we
shut
shall
off.
see. With the market kind of
It's saying
pushing
it
right
shut
back up
off
through
and
that
shut back
17
on.
to we
This
let's
is
see
the
if we can catch a
problem
little bit
on
of a bid here.
It's
Meta
excellent
super
now.
strong as well. Tesla super strong. Let's take a look at some of these other names as well. Alphabet, oh boy, 146 incoming here. So a bit of a continuation off of yesterday's strength there. I was watching that 143, kind of an interesting level, interesting area, and we're getting a strong continuation of that bid from yesterday, and then NQ kind of following along in step. Uber, that 65 is not really here right now, so I'll stay patient for that. If that even comes in, we'll see. But a lot of these names making decent moves here. Like I said, SPY also pulling back pretty decently as well. You can see the ES a little bit weaker than looking a little bit weaker than the NQ, but we're holding this pre-market consolidation area as of right now. We shall see. But yeah, let me know in the chat what tickers you guys are involved with today. What plans you guys had? Have any of them come into fruition, or are you guys still waiting?
I'm going to say there's a bunch that's coming to fruition. And Brandon Walsh saying, Intel, let's go. The chips are making a run to the upside, led by SMCI. 190 on Apple starting to come into play here. Trying to hold on to VWAP. I do like the higher low. Didn't quite get the fill. Like the dip into 188.75. Didn't quite get that. I'm looking for now the 189 to catch a dip. Marvell's working. $0.50 already on that one. Neo it's making a bounce. It's only in the money right now. Cents. So once it gets 5, 10, that gets a little bit more exciting. But let's be real. There's a lot breaking out. Shout out to, I just saw in the chat there, H in the chat. PayPal was the long in the afternoon. PayPal, it might not be breaking the highs, but remember there was this overhead level that we're along, kind of going into 62.5 yesterday. Well, 63.5 is a big level when you zoom it out. So it might need a consolidation and then a break. If the futures can continue to go, I shouldn't say get going, continue to go, PayPal's got a little bit of work to do. And then if it takes out this level, 64 is a monster breakout as well for PayPal. Still Uber doing absolutely nothing. Obi, Zion, we both mentioned Microsoft at 400, but Microsoft's not at 400 yet. It's still trying to chew through 95s. For me, when I see this, it's relative weakness. It's not really making the pop. It's trying to put in a higher low. Well, it might be doing it now, then maybe a 395 break could set up, but this is not looking as strong as it was before. I am now into Lucid. This should have been a short at like 67 or 68 and not at 64, because then I'm giving this one now probably to 67 and then taking another one off of those highs. It should have already been in the short. New position is the Lucid short. Should have had that pre-market. On Monday morning, as long as these are setting up the same way, I should be sitting in a Lucid short at the open to try to take advantage of what has happened every single day at 9:30. Sell, 9:30, there's 9:30, sell. Again, doesn't matter how much it goes, but if it wins every single time, you should take it till it stops working.
Yeah, so I'm still kind of patiently waiting. Got stopped out a second time here, so I guess I'm gonna give it a little bit more room and let it kind of work with the NQ kind of popping up. The strong wick on the first 15-minute candle, second green as well on the NQ. Let's see if Softy can catch a little bit of a bid. Still holding in and around the price that I'm interested in. This 394 half, 393 halves as well is the low as of right now. And here comes in a potential 395 retest here, but Alphabet still super, super strong here. And I know yesterday I was looking for a potential long on this name, but didn't necessarily come in. So I switched to the short because I was like, okay, well, in the morning, I'm like, well, the short's probably a little bit better. It needs some more time. Coming in today, gap up continuation. Classic. Apple 190 potentially coming in as well. So let's see if that can come in cleanly. Amazon, I know people in the chat were asking about, oh, Obi, do you have any plans for Amazon? I did have plans, but to go long, and it's not showing me any sort of sign to get long as of right now. So we shall see if we hold that 153, a bit of a level from a few days back, maybe a few weeks back, and that consolidation low from yesterday, that 152 halves, then maybe I can think about it here. But Amazon looking relatively weaker than some of these other large caps on the day, so I'll stay a little bit more patient for that trade. Again, not my top trade idea for the day, so I'm not really going to give it too much attention if it's not really setting up as well. It's not really doing RVol either, but yeah. So there's other opportunities that are much more
Sweet Christmas.
nicer. What's happening? Oh wow,
What's happening?
that'll give us a little bit of a-
SMCI is like, this stock is just redonkulous. Oh my goodness. Like that curl, like that wick underneath, like you could, if you rewind and watch the open when that was making the wick, it was complete stupidity. The buy action here, it's got a 9% short float. So there's the short float's a bit of the equation here. And you are breaking out big time off this daily chart. Thank you so much, Randy. You were too late there, Ram. You were a little bit late on the Randy Bell as he gives the refill
This
on
is
the
what
coffee.
I'm
We're going to
talking-
need it today.
now it went back
I'm
to
not a
excellent.
huge fan of chasing this move, but I can tell you if it does any kind of a traditional setup, like maybe some kind of a dip, consolidate sideways, this stock could do 30%. Like it's the kind of stock that can give you 30%. But any move to the upside, generally speaking, is an opportunity to short a firm. I thought 41s today. Clearly, you're not going to get 41s. It just failed the 40 level, so this is exactly what happened yesterday. Had to reassess, did the move down, had to reassess and take the first available pop for resistance. It was a little bit more clean at 41. It's not quite as clean at the 40 level, but I'm still going to go for it off this 40 level. So we're back to square one. I just got trailed out of Marvell, so as I get into a firm, yeah, Marvell can't hold on to that 69. So not nearly as strong as I would have hoped off that dip. Still up 1%, has a chance to make higher lows, but it just hasn't done it. As the futures turn back down into these lows, you'll notice, like I'm looking for shorts as we kind of fail that open top and head back down into the scalp range. You are selling off a bit, so we like dip buys in Apple if we get it. Has to set up, but I do like short. I said EV names short, and I said a firm short, so that's exactly what I'm going to be sitting in here. You've got to have a plan of action, and generally speaking, shorting a firm when it makes a stair step down has been a good one. I know there's a couple of names out there that we haven't covered. Funware, I haven't looked at it just yet, but I am watching iRobot a little bit. Let's go back to the desk with Adara.
Ally Financial really strong. ALLY is the ticker. They did report inline EPS and a sales beat in their earnings. Also, Synchrony to acquire their financial point of sales financing business. Really good look here for ALLY. Really strong volume, guys.
Goes 395 hold.
Ali. The frustrating thing for me about Uber is like you don't have to, I'm not forced to take a trade because it never breaks out. But when you do have a breakout that's imminently, like it's right there and it's about to hit, it does take up your attention. So I found myself for the first couple of minutes staring at that level 2, ready to get the long on the break of Uber, and it just never happened, and that's part of the game. So I got a bid out just trying to capture some profit on the new short in Affirm because the market, to me, is up 0.5%. I wanted those dip buys, might not get it in Apple, but Uber, I still have my order in. I haven't canceled it because it's still at 64.5. I'll give it a chance to go. Neo, we're still in that long. It bounced off 6 again. Can't seem to fill. I'm just going to take something at 05s. I'm just going to take something at 05s. It's kind of ridiculous not to get on the offer. If it breaks 05s, I'll get a fill. It gets to 7, I'll get a fill as well. And then going back over to Apple as the market's trying to leg back up, it's like VWAP might be the way to go here. I'm taking a break of the 190. We're talking about that level multiple times, but I would have liked to have gotten a dip buy on the way. I already traded once in this range, missed a chance to do it twice, but I still like the break of the range. The higher lows are going to make some sense as well. just want to respect the strength of Apple, but it's not really as strong as, say, like Meta breaking out. Meta holding 380 now, actually.
Yeah, a bit of an exchange of hands in terms of strength there as Alphabet pulls back in. Apple pushes for fresh highs there. Softy kind of bouncing as well a little bit there. Second 15-minute candle printing green as of right now. We'll see what's the opening price of this candle. 394.30 is the open of this 15-minute candle. So we shall see how far that one goes. And the NQ kind of still holding up. There goes a little bit of a green on the ES. Let's see if that'll catch us a little bit of a bounce here. 64 halves holding on Uber. And as I look at some of my plans here for the day, don't necessarily. I didn't really do a sticky note today. I did a little bit of note page, but yeah, so decent, because there's a lot of things. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to fit all these ideas on a sticky note, but I did kind of list out a bunch of tickers that I'm potentially interested in. Some of them were top ideas and they haven't really set up, so I'm looking at some of the other ones that are potentially setting up as well right now. Again, Qualcomm was definitely one of them. Qualcomm pushing for those I think it was 52-week highs if I'm not mistaken here. Let me just pull up Qualcomm.
SMCI might be turning a bit.
Okay, SMCI, yeah.
No, I'm only saying that because if SMCI turns, you might have a short opportunity in some of the chip names. Yeah. But I was watching that one make a bit of a wick high. I don't see a great setup here on NVIDIA, unfortunately. I know Intel was up, but I don't know if I care too much about that. I might go back over to Marvell. Good out on Marvell, it's right back to the lows, but that's not really giving me an entry to a short position at all. That's frustrating. Might not be able to do anything with that. There was a good chance at a buy, but then look at SMCI. Like there's the dip I was just talking about, and it's almost right back up to the highs. So yeah, you don't have to take it. This is still super strong. It's not really setting up a nice tight consolidation for me yet. So I don't know about going long SMCI. Every time I look at that spread, you get in and you're out $1 minimum on that stock. Not really my cup of tea. Back at VWAP on NIO. So this one is heading to the upside off that 6 level. It's continuing to work to the upside. Tesla might be a long. I know we said short EVs, but we're right back above that key 220 level, 212 level, and I can see Tesla doing that little stair step to the upside. There's your high or low. There's your confirmation or your confluence, as you like to say, Obi. Tesla definitely setting up. Apple still won't break 190. I don't know what to tell you. This is like, now it's starting to look like Uber to me. Like, look at it go sideways and just give you nothing on that 190 break. That is ridiculous. And it's frustrating because you want to take the breakout trade. If it doesn't break out, you just sit there waiting for it. But that's patience for you. The patience is how you identify the winners and avoid getting into things too early, taking unnecessary rips or hits. So I'll be patient with Apple. It's still well within the pocket. Just needs to either dip into my bids or give me the breakout that we're looking for.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, this price action on Apple, a little bit muted while the rest of the market is pushing up, and you're like, why? It makes no sense. Apple's the leader of the markets. Where's the strength on Apple? It maybe kind of reminds me of, I was watching this documentary on YouTube over the weekend, Trader. It's like a documentary on Paul Tudor Jones. And it's very interesting. So he was a trader in the 80s.
I know who that is. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's about an hour long. It's on YouTube. Super old video, and it's kind of before they're still trading in the pits, and he would be sitting at home or his office, kind of calling in his orders, and then he had runners that would I was like, wow, that's wild. To kind of think about all the middlemen that got taken out in trading over the years, and now literally it's just the keyboard, the broker, and me, right? So it's like
when things slow down. There's a story I can give about back in the day. I've been around long enough that I remember when Sean and I owned our trading floor. Sometimes we actually had to get on the phone to specific gateways regarding orders. We had a list of numbers that we would have to call. So Sean and I have been trading that long. That is actually true. I don't want to get into there was one story where I had to explain how a certain gateway worked to the guy that I was calling. I'm like, no, that's not how you guys give fills. This is how you guys give fills. And he had no clue. And I'm like, I'm literally trading. I can see my orders right now. This is what's happening. But anyways, that's a longer story. A couple of things here. Lucid did try to test 65, came right back. But Affirm, this could be the day we take the L on Affirm. Oh, it's not over. It's early in the day. But it just wicked the 40. I'm like, ooh, that still looks good. But there it is. It just broke that channel. You know how I roll. We're in, give it to the local high, breaks the local high, get out, don't fight the stock, find another opportunity, but don't fight it. If it's going to make another press higher, I can wait for 41, or I can have it fail at the 40 level one more time. But this Tesla, man, it was just about to hold at 220. There's your wick. Still some signs of weakness. As I said, I'm trading NIO to the long side, not because I believe in the EVs, but because it's a wick at the $6 level. So as long as that continues to work back into this 620, if it gets to 625, I'm out of this. I'm out of it. Like a $6 long out in front of that 94 bottom, all it has to do is get to the 15, 20 range, and I'll jump out of that trade 100%. But Apple is going to have to wait. You got to put that one in the back burner. I feel like we've missed any chance at that breakout. Now you're starting to pull back in. NVIDIA also starting to pull back in. This market is way too stable to be forcing trades. I'm just being honest with you guys. Like, if you look at what's going on here, which is the point, like, if you look at what's going on at the open, we had that big volume candle, like outside of SMCI giving you some chances on some wicks and big moves in the chip names, not a heck of a lot is going on here. Like, you're just sitting inside 20 or 30 handle range, which will chop you up if you let it. So I'm not going to let it chop me up at this moment. One of the things you can do is go to save. I know Spirit's moving. I know Spirit's got volume. And the problem here is I didn't want to chase the long. I was waiting for it to get back into like close prices, show you support at 6. That could be a trade, or breaking back up through 7. So that's going to be on my radar. Just need that to set up. And for anyone looking at Wayfair, if it doesn't get to 60, it can't break 60, that's for sure. So Wayfair giving it back. Just keep in mind, though, for those of you that are being patient, let's go to the 15 so you can see this properly. If you're being patient, there was this level to hold, which didn't. There's also right down in here at about 53.5. Gets down to that price, that is yesterday's and Wednesday's resistance level. I like support turning into resistance. It's still got the short float. I'd look for a bounce in Wayfair to about 53. We have happening now, but also some economic data to give to you at the desk with Adara.
Lots of economic data on watch coming in the next couple seconds here, including Michigan consumer sentiment preliminary here. Previous 69.7, consensus was 70. Forecast is going to be 69 here. So we just got higher than expected here, 68.8 for Michigan consumer sentiment preliminary. Existing home sales coming in at 3.78 million versus the consensus of 3.82 million. So just a little bit lower than expected here. Existing home sales month for month, -1%. So also lower than the forecast of 0.3. Then for the 5-year inflation expectations, 2.8% versus 2.9% forecast. So slightly lower than expected here. And then we also have current conditions coming in 83.3, and inflation expectations preliminary coming in at 2.9% versus 3.1%, so also lower than expected here, guys. Main thing here, though, Michigan consumer sentiment preliminary coming in higher than the forecast. Market getting a nice push to the upside a little bit off of this. We were still slightly positive on the day here. Lots of strength in those big tech names, specifically those semiconductors after that super micro computers earnings very much to the upside here, or forecast raised to the upside there, SMCI. Also Meta very strong in terms of tech names. Mark Zuckerberg hinting at a massive investment in NVIDIA chips and just general AI implementation for Meta. We also have DraftKings on watch here. Downgrade from Exane BNP Paribas, upgrade from Stifel, so definitely could go either way here. Keep an eye on DraftKings, guys.
Keep an eye on DraftKings. You still, I cannot believe we're still staring at Uber 65. That could be a really, really good thing the longer it just keeps on trying to grind back into this top, or it could be like an abject disaster when it gets there. So I just got a 10 fill. So, you know, you're still continuing to work the upside. I'm not looking any gift horses in the mouth on any longs in the EV space. You just can't do it. If you got one and it starts to work, just take it and make sure you get your profit on. Lucid's still going sideways here, but as I've been saying the entire last 3 weeks, you just sit in the short until it proves otherwise. Like you had to be in this at the open. That's the name of the game. Be in that sucker at the open and you're good to go. Rivian starting to set back up for a bit of resistance. I thought we could get to 16, like the even dollar, this level in here, but it's starting to show you 15.8. So in the whole game of find your spots to short the EVs, and if you can't find one, look harder. Just find a setup because they've been trending in one direction. I am looking at this 15.83 now. This is 10 cents worth of risk to sit in a name which has been dropping $1 like it's nothing. One note, 15 even, that's a go zone on Rivian. 15 even's a go zone to the long side. But until it gets there, I got to think short.
Yeah, a bit of a strong wick happening here on the NQ, on the inception of this third 15-minute candle here. Yeah, it just started. So we still have about 12 minutes left to go. But before that, we're going to pass it off to Dara at the big desk.
Really nice move here on Disney at DIS, up 1.25% on the day. Not seeing him using this one today, but yesterday we did have Nelson Peltz of Trian, activist investor, filing its first proxy filing with the SEC with regards to the potential Disney board takeover. So keep an eye on DIS. I'll let everyone know if there's any more news coming in on this, guys.
Disney making a run. Well, I said that one of the things to look for would be $7 on save. I didn't think it was going to happen. We just talking about it because it was a potential opportunity back through 7 even. It did make the move through 7. I think with Spirit Airlines, you got to acknowledge that this is a $7 stock that can move dollars, not cents. So instead of stopping out 5 cents, 10 cents, like I'm generally going to be thinking about 20 cents instead, 20 to 25. You just have to open things up a little bit because first resistance is up here at 30. So you're already talking about a quarter in that regard. So just a little bit of a difference in the way you might trade a stock with a similar price because things have opened up. You can size differently, or you can give your stops a little bit more room or a little bit less room. There's lots of ways that you can change your risk management in terms of a stock, but acknowledge how much it's likely to move and just not how much you want to take out of it. So I am in this. Disney does bear watching here. But I did get the Rivian short. 75, we were talking about that one, so hopefully, just wanted to make sure you guys know that was a new position. But if you look at Disney, double top, 92.6, I got into a trap the other day of buying a dip when Disney was breaking out. So Disney did this, broke out to here. I went to buy the dip in the previous, I think it was a previous close, and it just smashed through that. The only good thing about the trade was getting out of that crap right away. But if it can take out this fresh high, there you go, there's Disney again. If it can take out that high, like 93.75, that's golden. If it can show me a bid, it never showed a bid. I just kind of got it in front of it. If it can show a bid around 92.6, then that's golden as well. A little more patience required, either taking out that high from Wednesday or dipping into 92.6. Those are the ways I'd like to try that name. And we already said, just find a way to get into these silly EV names. So Rivian, it shows you a top, short said top, and then bingo, bango, bongo, stock goes down. When a stock is, if you put a stock in the penalty box, it's a short till it's not. And it probably is the same thing you should be thinking about for stocks that are upward trending. Like you just look for the long until it stops working. Speaking of longs that have stopped working, or rather that have not stopped working, SMCI is probably going to get to 400 here, which is ridiculous. Because it was at $340 at the open.
Before Microsoft? No way.
You're surprised at that?
No.
The only thing I'm surprised at is why, look, we were talking about the whole notion of if this makes a bottom, it can give you a turn in the chips. That was a temporary win, but the real win was to go long SMCI. This is a stock that when it's up 10% can go 20 or 30. Just acknowledge it's that strong. It's that kind of, it's a 9% short float. It's a big squeeze name. You got a blue sky setup as well. $400 is just a round number. The spread is always going to be huge. Personally, I'm not taking breaks on a stock like this because you'll get tripped up big time. DWAC is running again. And that just made me think of Funware. Cool. Funware is not going. So look, if DWAC is running like this, I want to see if there's a setup in Funware. So legitimately, DWAC is going. So 27's breaking out. I'll look for a lag move in Funware. This took some time to develop the last time. Like DWAC went, but you had to wait on Funware to go. So I see a bottom here, like 18.8. If Phunware takes out 20, I think I want to go long and risk 1 cent on Phunware.
Yeah, it's. I remember the days when that sympathy was super strong, and Phunware was not a sub dollar ticket.
I'll never
there.
forget it. Everyone else was trading DWAC. I was like, you get the same percentage move, and Phunware was like $4.
Yeah,
The only downside to that was that stupidness with the halt. And I acknowledge what happened on that DWAC day, and every time it comes up, I will say the exact same thing. It was criminal. It was completely unfair because DWAC was just going up, and Phunware was halted. And if you got trapped in that halt, they halted Phunware for an hour, and DWAC was already starting to come back down. By the time they opened Phunware, had you not been taking profit on the way up, DWAC could come all the way back down and you got rinsed. And it was completely unfair. There's the reason you hold something longer than 5 or 10 minutes on a volatility halt is because you can't find liquidity. That was not true of Phunware that day. Fact. Anyways, I've ranted about that enough, too many times. So we break the 20. I'm taking the 20 long. I'll give it to this local bottom, which is about 1 cent worth of risk. But the market's starting to flood to the downside. And all I have is Rivian and Lucid short. Just short the EV names always.
153 coming in on Amazon as well as, yes, definitely we are showing some strong weakness here. NQ about to push into the day lows here as of right now. Same thing with the ES. Softy coming right back in, so we'll kind of hold off on that one. It seems like the sell pressure is definitely there as of right now. We shall see if Softy makes higher lows or lower lows here on the day. Low of day right now, this 393.5 right here, and we're coming right back into that 394 potentially as well. Let's see, pretty wicky on the in these areas, so let's see if these dips caught up. And we continue with this overall trend. SMCI is still going pretty strong here, with some of these other chip names kind of pulling back. NVIDIA pulling back. Softy obviously pulling back a little bit as well. But where is TSM? Okay, TSM holding that 112. So that's potentially what I was looking for. Hold of previous day's consolidation on the dip, and we did kind of get that right off the open on TSM there. Uber looked like it wanted that 65, but makes a lower high, comes right back in. So I think I'm definitely ready to toss that long idea for now on Uber. But yeah, Meta pulling back as well. Tesla wiping pretty much the whole action of the day here. If I can pull this window into the screen, we'll pull up Tesla real quick. Yeah, take a look at that V-shape back down to the open, or actually back through open in and around that 210 mark there on Tesla. So some strong pullbacks here in the market. Let's see if Softy can hold up in this mess here. iRobot also pulling back here. I got some, like I said before, I'm trying out a new layout where it's just like I have a full the large caps, kind of the Mag 7 on watch as well, and then now I have a different window with all of the names that I have in play. When I made this long list, I'm like, these are not just 2 or 3 names. These are like at least 7 or 8 names that I do want to keep eyes on, and yeah, so I do have eyes on those. Spirit Airlines, AMD, TSM, Uber, iRobot, Meta, Tesla, and Qualcomm are on watch for me today. But Qualcomm kind of strong there. I did write down, what is this? 146.90 was the 52-week high, and we've held above those levels even on the dip there on Qualcomm on the day. So let's see if 394 holds here on Softy, or are we going to take a little bit of a pullback? We shall see.
It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. I'm telling you, Phunware. There was a question in the chat, and they were like, what is the correlation between DWAC and Phunware? Now, logically speaking, I'm going to admit something that a trader shouldn't admit. I don't know. I really don't know. It has been, and there's a thing like social media, blah, 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 True Social, yada, 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 and all that other nonsense. But what really matters is that it just happens. Like, a trader shouldn't necessarily care. This happened yesterday or 2 days ago where DWAC went, and I was like, oh, Funware's not doing anything. And then it gave a delayed reaction on a free money trade. So I looked for the exact same thing to happen. This is why you learn from the patterns of the past. Same thing. Everyone in the chat yelling, DWAC's going, DWAC's going. Well, Funware has a setup where you can literally risk 1 cent to break it out. That's all, like 22 cents is 2 to 1. 23 cents is 3 to 1. 24, which you take some more shares out here, like essentially, like you've already moved now 20% on Funware, like 20 to 24. Like that's the kind of thing where it's not a difficult setup because you know exactly where you're wrong. I know exactly the easy, round, boring, stupid, easy like entry point. You just go long when it breaks 20. That's the same thing as Uber 65, but it's a nice top trade. Now, obviously, when it gets to something like a 24, my style of trade, I'm only holding 10%. If it gets to a major resistance spot on any style of trade, if I'm taking a gimmick shot, it's VWAP, it's next available level. Now I can hold some for the dream and then just see what happens. But you ring the register on something like that and you power it up and you get that kind of a break. That's the song I was doing. Probably most of you are way too young to remember that. So anyways, I think it's fun. But Save is not doing anything. I thought this would be a little more exciting. Save reclaimed 7 even and has done nothing but go sideways. So I didn't add to it, which I could in a consolidation like that. I'm actually offering if it gets to the quarters. This is pretty silly. Rivian, however, this is still trailing to the downside. There's not really a point to making a decision here. I think it either gets to the low or gives me another entry back up at 15.8. So we're hanging on to Rivian, short the EVs until something different starts happening. That's an easy way to go.
Yeah, I see that SMCI is super strong, continuing to the upside here. No real pullback. If you were to draw sort of a moving average on here, it's definitely holding. I'll just take a guess. It's definitely holding the 9 for sure here. So let's take a quick look at that. Let me just pull up a moving average here. I should, actually have it saved on my thing, but yeah, we kind of did that. That should give me the 9 right there. Yeah, take a look at that. Very strong acceleration on SMCI, holding trend quite well since the open here on a chip name. Let's take a quick look at what AMD is up to. AMD holding under the 9. Interesting as well. What's another chip name? Let's take a quick look at Intel as well, and then we can take a look at the ETF. Also SMH, the VanEck semiconductor ETF, not really doing too much, chopping sideways. Makes a little bit of sense. A lot of the chips are a little divided. Some of them up, some of them down. NVIDIA pretty muted here. Let's take a quick look. NVIDIA still holding in and around some of these opening prices. This opening range is an inside price action after this opening range kind of was defined. Let's take a quick look at the 15-minute opening range as well. We were trading just well within that 15-minute opening range on NVIDIA. So we shall see. I have no idea what's going on. Uber is also consolidating well within that range. 64 halves, 64 and some change, holding and consolidating right underneath that 65, and that 65 is still sitting there on the ask there. So let's. I'm curious to see what we do in and around that price, if we can even get there. 145 on Google. Yeah, Google chill vibe saying Google failing the VWAP here. Let me quickly put up the VWAP and take a look here where the VWAP is on Google. 145.20 on one of the platforms here. So 145.20 is one of the VWAPs that I'm seeing as of right now. But yeah, it's still pretty much right there. What's the price here? 145. So give or take a quarter, I think is a decent. Again, it's a $140 ticker. VWAP, kind of an area, then a specific price depending on how you're measuring it. But yeah, no, I don't really consider that, in my opinion, a breakdown of VWAP, even though price is trading below the printed VWAP line.
It's not closing under none of your candles
exactly.
are closing under
Exactly. That's a good way to look at it. Here comes a 395. We're about to push that consolidation high. It already broke 395 on Softy here. We're kind of pushing right back up into the high of this consolidation. 395 halves are the highs there. Let's see if we can make it 396. I'm looking for that 400. Whether or not that will come in, I have no idea. But SMCI, hella strong on the day.
That's an insane stock, SMCI. Just one. I haven't gone over NEO in a hot minute. It got to. I told you to take profit at that 610, but it's bounced off 6 a second time. Now the EV names are crap right now, so down 4%. This doesn't smell like a great reload opportunity. It's setting up for it, but if I'm trying to go long something, it's like, why go long an EV stock? It's giving you the gimmick setup. Rivian's breaking the low of the day. Lucid's a couple pennies in the money, and it's a cheap ass stock, but I think you're looking either joining and finding a way to get into that Microsoft, which I think that looks pretty decent above 395. Apple's not nearly as strong as it was yesterday, but I keep missing out on the bids. So when that starts happening to you, it's time to adjust. Like, I'm not getting the prices I want, but it's still making these nice clean bounces. So I'll just have to be looking a little bit tighter to the tape to find some entry points. Oh, you'll see me in and out of TCN. So if I turn my head and fire orders, I'm essentially doing some market making or spread trading on this buyout. So if you see me in it, it's probably going to have like a 5-cent range on the day. If that's your cup of tea, great. If it's not, I do trade those from time to time. But Apple, I want to try to get a little bit more aggressive if I can in trying to find some fills to the long side here, because it's holding the low pretty nicely. And I haven't been able to get it since the open. Just going back over to Phunware. Again, I'm just going to hold on to that last 10% for the dream. It's holding a higher low. I'll give it a trail to like 21. Like, there's no, I'm not trying to turn the last of this into a losing trade, but if this goes stupid parabolic into 30 cents, I want to hold on to some of it. I think you want to give these kind of stocks a chance to do something like that.
Yeah, a bit of a bid back up. We're chopping the 17.2 here on the NQ. You can see that previous candle, pretty equal wicks on both sides, so a little indecisive there. But this 15-minute printing a little green. I'm just checking how much time is left. 11 minutes left for this 15 to finish printing here, as we are approaching 10:20 right here market time. So let's see. We're holding this 395 for now. I have no idea what this is going to do, but I'm just trying to follow my plan as best as possible as of right now. 153, also a decent hold on the Amazon, kind of enticing there as well. 153, bit of a key area from yesterday and as well from before was pretty much the mean of price action yesterday, as we made a decent range around that 153, and we're holding it as of right now. Let's see where we can get from there, but 395 hold as of right now on Softy. That's the only thing I'm really watching. But SPY as well. SPY consolidating underneath that 480. That'll be interesting if and when that does come in. But yeah, Neil, I don't really have too many ideas. Even though the page is full.
Speaking of ideas, you might be able to glean a few ideas as we look at the small cap recap.
Edgewise Therapeutics keeps making new 52-week highs. This one announcing the pricing of $240 million underwritten offering. Also, really small significant short float on this, about 15%. So keep an eye on EWTX today. Mesa Air Group also on watch here, inking a new deal with United Airlines to improve operating income. Some other business updates coming out of Mesa Air Group as well, and ESA. This was actually in the watch list today. Last but not least, we have on watch here Bullfrog AI announcing this one actually been running for a few days here. On Tuesday, announced that they were getting some patents issued in Australia for a cancer treatment. So keep an eye on all of these names going forward, guys.
Thank you very much there, Dara. And I do want to point out, it was asked in the chat, where is your stop on NEO? I went over NEO and I realized I didn't actually say what I was doing with my stop. This is something I'll do pretty much every single time I'm in a buy the dip situation, which is what I deem this trade like a catch falling knife buy the dip. There's your high or low. I get in. Usually my stop's either going to be to the local bottom where it bounced or to this low. Whatever happens, if it bounces off the same level again and it's failed VWAP, I usually retrace to VWAP. If it failed VWAP there, I move my stop to this other local bottom. So I have done. I'm not reloading it, but I did move my stop up on NEO. That's a good question. In some circumstances, I will just leave it at the same stop and do absolutely nothing with it. There are other shots where I'm going to move my stop order based on the price action. So no reload, but stop order is moved. You're once again flushing in EV land. There's Rivian. Now I'm starting to think about what's the next trade on Rivian. A couple of things here. One, yesterday's low is 1535. So if we bounce off 1535, I cover, look for a pullback into VWAP where I will just short it again. But keeping the bigger picture in mind, 15 even on the daily has some room to it still. So you still, even if you break 1535, you've still got over 1.5%, 2% worth of a move if it bounces here. Like a VWAP retrace, maybe I take another short lower, but this is a hold that we want to try to grab. Tesla's breaking lower, just continuing to look weak. Phunware is actually still looking good here. Just tagged the 25 level. I should actually have an offer. If 25 breaks a second time, I just want to get picked up on that breakout, maybe at 26 and a half. So just going to get it. Like if it breaks this level on momentum, I want to get filled if it makes a press higher. So Phunware is still looking pretty good. I am watching pretty closely DWAC, which is still on the NASDAQ. DWAC not really going, holding a higher low, but if DWAC takes out the high, Phunware could go hunting again. I'd love to see that happen, but I got to watch it. If it breaks down, I want to move my stop in Phunware. Save just finally made the break through 725. This is one of the slowest and most boring moves that you'll ever see through $7. It just got to 720 now. That's great. Like it only took a half an hour for a stock up 26% to move 20 cents. Yay. Save is supposed to be like bouncing around and going dollars at a time. It's just not happening yet. I mean, it wins the win, but this is supposed to move a heck of a lot more than this.
Yeah, it's, I got it for a bit there. I was like, okay, Softy's pushing, but sideways as of right now on Softy. We did kind of we're coming right back in through VWAP there. So let's see how far this one will get. Bit of a chop here on the NQ, kind of a top wick forming there with only about 5 minutes left on this 15. So that'll be two top wicks on the past couple of 15-minute candles there on the NQ, pushing away from that 17,250. So that's definitely an interesting look. Amazon breaking through that 153 as well, quite heavy there on that name. Alphabet as well, not really past the day low as of right now, but Alphabet taking a little bit of a pullback as well. But Apple holding consolidation, so no real reaction either way, Neil. Kind of market goes up, Apple stays sideways, market goes down, Apple stays sideways. So relatively strong. And kind of what I was going at with earlier when I said about that Paul Tudor Jones interview. He was talking about how like he was trying to push some serious size and like that kind of size.
So let me I'm gonna
guys can definitely
cut these guys down, explain this to you. So when you look on your platform, you see the spread. This is the spread. Okay, you see 100 here, 16 here, 4 here. When we were trading Bitcoin, there was $1,000 spread. So that meant it had to move $10,000 spread. Sorry about that. That's 1,000. So it'd have to move $10,000 before I could even get a cent, or if depending on the lot size. If I up my lot size, then like it would be $8.18 per 0.01 lot. So each move, if it did 10,000, it would equal $8.18. So when you look at the spreads on the coin that we chose now, because this was just, we wouldn't still be in the race. We wouldn't be around if we had kept on trying to trade Bitcoin, knowing we don't have that type of capital. It dropped down to 40,000 now at a 4.18% drop. So it got me to looking at other coins. And then when I found this coin, Santos, it was like, man, this coin was acting just like Oliver had explained how to look for elephant bars and stuff like that. I worked the account so much. I brought one account up to about a couple $100, and I brought my account up to 819 from actually being down in the 200 range. So I made the mistake. I got so tired last night. I was falling asleep here, and I sit here. I like to trade, so I have to watch the crypto markets, because the crypto markets, they run 24 hours. They don't run from 8 to 4 like we're open to the public. So we can, if people choose not to get into the cryptos, they can get into the regular stocks, commodities, whatever. So when I fell asleep, I said, okay, I knew that it would probably make it up to the go to the upside. But the one factor that still remains is that when Bitcoin drops, everything else drops. Because that is the catalyst of the market cap. Not to believe that market cap is some trillions, 800 trillion or something like that. We'll see. Well, let's see here. This is Endcoin markets business news. Let's bring up Coin Market Cap. And I have to refresh this again. So when you look at CoinMarketCap, see what I mean? There it says altcoins, Bitcoin, blockchain, DeFi, Ethereum, GameFi, Metaverse, NFT trading. So this is the whole thing right here. Wow. So it says BlackRock, IBIT. So that is the ETF. We should be able to find that on the markets. If we type in, we're on a second screen here. IB. Yep. No, that's Iron Bank. IBIT. Yeah, it's wrapped in Ethereum. You can trade it spot crypto on Uniswap. Uniswap is a platform. Let's see if it's in the stocks though. It is. It's trading on the OTC, over the counter market. Stocks. Primary exchange in the US. It's called IBX Software. No, this is not it. This is not it. This is a software company. So where would it be? Wrapped Ether, IBIT Wrapped Ether on Ethereum Net. So it's Ethereum based. Oh boy. The creation of a centralized bank. Manta Network hits with DOS attack. Ex-OpenSea product manager appeals insider trading charges. Canada proposed new crypto rules for public investment funds. What happened to crypto today in Switzerland? FOMO going into crypto. So you can come here. This is Coin Market Cap. You can see all of the news here that you can do your research on. We definitely say do your own due diligence. Don't just take my word for it. I've been into the crypto field since 2015. I believe in the adoption of cryptocurrencies. I had to spit that out. Getting a little brain fog. I might have to go get me some Prevagen. Let's see what this is doing. We put a couple trades in. We'll take that 30 cents. Thank you. Oh, no, we'll wait. We'll definitely wait on that one. So we got $2. Here. Let's learn something. Oh, yeah. Altcoins. So this is an altcoin. Is meme coin SZN back? Okay. You can see here, sued to launch token in mainnet. What you need to know. Lost in the crypto slang. Here's the glossary. Here's our. Let's check out the glossary and see what we're lacking. We're looking at this market to go down some more. We got the trading view charts over on another laptop, and we're looking at the Ichimoku cloud. Seems like there's going to be a down day today. So if you get caught up into the crypto and glossary and you don't know what things mean, you can actually come here. I'm going to take the signs off for a minute so you guys can see. I keep forgetting. All right, there you go. I'm talking crap and you can't even see what's going on. So this is the learn all the most important blockchain and cryptocurrency terms and jargon here. So let's see, 51% attack. If there's more than if more than half the computer power in mining hash rates on a network is run by a single person or a single group of people, then a 51% attack is in operation. Well, this is pretty cool. So we can always go, if we hear something that we don't understand, we can always come back here and research the term. Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's saying. Bug fix on Bitcoin Core could end Bitcoin ordeals on BRC20 token, according to Bitcoin developer. Okay, what is that? Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF timeline. Oh, okay. Now, so since Bitcoin has made it to the ETF, then it'll be Ethereum. And once Ethereum goes, then I think the other coins will then thus follow. Man, I missed that. Should have got out. Close, confirm. Take that 44 cents. And we got 70 cents pending. Let's get it back up to 50 bucks at least. Get it going again. We're going to put another one in. What else? The case for the 2024 bull run. Could we witness a crypto bull run next year? Well, this we already know what's going to happen. Lost in all the cryptos. Oh, we've seen that. But this is a very, very good site to come to. I'm going to come here, and we can see the ticker. I like that ticker. I wish I had that ticker. I ain't got that ticker, though. All right. So Bitcoin right now the price is 41,263. Oh boy, that changed real quick. It was 40. Well, I guess it's 40,000. Let's open this up. So when you take a look at this site here, it's called CoinMarketCap. This shows you the price, the percentage in an hour, 1 hour, 24 hours, 7 days. This is the market cap. This is the volume. This is how many Bitcoin is in circulation. There's only 21 million in circulation. That's the maximum supply. Here you see Ethereum. I watched this coin go from less than $70 to now $2,000. This is how come I know. This is how come I know this is going to work. This BNB coin. I remember the BNB coin. It was $30. That's $300. Solana. All of these guys started out very, very low and worked themselves back up in here. Remember, you can come and investigate these coins, investigate the tokens, see what they're really all about. Litecoin is another, I would say it is a stable coin. Let's actually bring that up on the chart. And as we look at Litecoin, we might want to consider, depending on what the spread is. We want small spreads. That's how come we can make large gains from having small spreads. We're going to visit the website here, the official website of Litecoin, litecoin.org. Okay, cryptocurrencies for payments based on the blockchain technology. This is great. So you can get a Litecoin wallet right here. This is the download. What is Litecoin? Litecoin is a peer-to-peer internet currency that enables instant, near zero cost payments to anyone in the world. Litecoin is an open source global payment network that is fully decentralized without any central authorities. Mathematics secure the network and empowers individuals to control their own finances. Litecoin features faster transaction confirmation times and improving storage efficiency than in the leading math-based currencies. With substantial industry support, trade volume, and liquidity, and Litecoin is proven to be the medium of commerce complementary to Bitcoin. So this is what Litecoin is. And to have some music. Find it across a number growing of communities. There's forums, Litecoin Telegram, Reddit. You can do that. Here's your resources, open source software, mining rewards. Miners are currently rewarded 12.5 new Litecoin per block, an amount that gets halved roughly every 4 years. So we're coming up on the halving. So the Litecoin will be halved too. So that means instead of the miners getting 12.5%, they will only get 6.3%. I think, well, it's a half of, isn't that a half of 12.5? Or is that 6.3, 6.2 point? Let me see what it is. So we're looking at 1.5 divided by 2. $6.25. That's right. 6.25. So 6.25 coins for every block. Okay. So the block. Let's. It says Litecoin here. I'm tired of reading.
The Litecoin blockchain is capable of handling higher transaction volume than its counterpart, Bitcoin. Due to more frequent block generation, the network supports more transactions without a need to modify the software in the future. As a result, merchants get faster confirmation times, while still having ability to wait for more confirmations when selling bigger ticket items. Wallet encryption. Wallet encryption allows you to secure your wallet, so that you can view transactions and your account balance, but are required to enter your password before spending Litecoins. This provides protection from wallet stealing viruses and Trojans, as well as a sanity check before sending payments.
All right, and you can download it for Windows, Apple, Linux, Source. This is like, what is it called? I forget that name of it. So this is Litecoin. Let's see. This is the website. You can come here. Like I said, you can always go to the coin market cap and look up the coin. So this is what I found out on Santos. What is Santos doing? It's trying to go up. Let's see. Let's put a buy in just in case. See, we're able to put buys in because we've got a market, not a market, but free margin. We got enough free margin. Okay, I was going to look up the, what is it called? It's called. It's 700 and. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups now. It's a token. Santos. There it goes. Fear and Greed Index. See this? So we're at 502. This market, I'm down. All right, let me see. It's loading in the data. It should be, it says 502. But I've got 470. Oh, there it is. 468. I hope it goes back up. You're leaving coin market cap. Okay. Here, we'll do it this way. So it's, the contracts are on the BNB network. This here is the website. Capital Coin. This is a unique. Here's iTrust Capital. The Santos fan token. Who's going to read this? Can anybody read this? Thanks for joining. Ropes over 50 surge around $3 to $4.70 over at the time of the writing. The explosion movement validates a we're taking the 60. Oh, see, it dropped that fast. See, you gotta be careful. I'm glad I got my eye, my peripheral. I can see the movement in the market. Crypto analysis trades made simple, fast. First flagged Santos in tweets this week as an altcoin prime for a significant price breakout. With Fans token broadly gaining traction, he cited that Santos specifically has presenting an excellent chart setup following the week closed by the key $3.30 resistance level. Okay, so we're going to have to investigate this. How can I do this? We're going to do this like this. Yeah. I wonder if I can. I'm playing with this thing. $3, the $3 level. I know I can't, so I'm going to have to actually figure out another way. I wonder if, oh, I can do it this way. Go to a dollar chart or go to the daily chart. And we look at the $3.50 mark right here. Look at that breakout. How did Oliver do it? You guys hate that sound, don't you? I love that sound. That's a money machine sound. That's a money counter sound. So we, like Oliver was teaching us, this is the 200. I'm going to take the 50 out of there. And I'm going to take the 7 out. Now we have our regular Oliver Velez chart, but it's on a 1 minute. But as we can see, from this point here, this made, where's my Epic pen? Where's my Epic pen? Huh, I wonder what happened to it. I lost it. Epic pen. pin download. We're going to go here and get us another one. Don't know what happened. Oh, maybe it was a free trial, and then it maybe it is in my files already. Let's see. Oops, there's one too many. Hey, thanks for joining me today. This is Mike Hayes at the Living Legacy Group Live. We're trading Santos. We were trading Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has a huge $10,000 spread, which fortunately keeps us, yes, we have an EpiPen set up. It keeps me from keeping constant profits because I was making the mistake of leaving my trades open, and I'd fall asleep or I'd go somewhere, and then all of a sudden it would hit a dip and the price of the coin would reach that $10,000 level, which would escalate the price of the thing, and then all of a sudden I get stopped out. So now that we're not we found a coin, the Santos, that had a nice $6 spread. And like I showed you earlier, this is how we look at the spreads. See this spread right here? So that means if we were going to trade this coin, Alien Worlds, let's oh, it's already up. So when you're looking at this, it might change. This right here, it says volume of trade in lots. It would be 28 cents. Here we go. We just got a movement. Hold on. We just got a movement. So you're looking at 28 cents per pip move at 10 cents a pip. A pip is these two numbers at the end. So when you're looking at the scale here, you see where it says 0.0150. A pip is the second digit from the end. So when it goes 51, that's a pip. 52. So, for example, we're looking at Santos coming back down into the lower portion. It's 11 o'clock. So we're going to bring up Santos here. Everything is still like a sea of red. It's not Sunday, but I'd sing Sunday, Bloody Sunday. It's not Sunday. You're always going to have these turns in the market, so don't get discouraged. The biggest thing I want you to keep in mind that when you start this journey, you cannot get discouraged. You lose, you walk away. You win, you don't get too hyped and cocky and think you got it. It's just like anything that you decide that you want to do, whether it's playing a piano, playing pickleball, golf, any sport, driving. If you want to be good at something and become a professional at it, you have to keep up with it, because when you start, you're starting from the baby aspect. Being a father, grandfather, it's such a joy to watch it was to watch my grandkids go from a walking state or a crawling state to a walking state. Everybody loses their mind when their kids take their first steps, because it's just like anything. Once you take those first steps, it's hard to forget it. And riding a bicycle. You know, I told the story once that, you know, we lived in a cul-de-sac. And Mom would always say, stay, don't go in the street. But as I got older, I learned how to come out of the cul-de-sac and maybe ride up and down the street. And then when I got a little older, I took my butt down and rode the bike around down. I got used to it. When I started driving, you know, our uncles would take us out and drive in the country. That was the best time, because that then said, ooh, freedom. All I have to do is wait to get a license, get a car. Now I can get out of here. But before you do that, you gotta, driver's ed back in our day was a simulator where you sit in some cubicles and you would drive. It'd be totally different. Just like here, we get a simulator of being on a demo account versus the real account. I beg you, use your demo account before you come into the real arena, because the arena don't care. The arena is impersonal. Okay? When you come here, you might get your hand slammed in the door. I've got my hand slammed in the door many times. I'm a 5-year trader professionally, but I'm getting to the professional point. What I'm trying to do right now is teach you how you can get started for less than $150. You can get started for $50, but it's going to be hard to take care of the fees, because when you go to deposit, we'll go right here to the finances. You're going to have to deposit Bitcoin into the platform. And you don't have to do Bitcoin. If you have Litecoin, it's only going to be $5. If you have Ethereum, if you have any of these cryptocurrencies, you're able to get on the platform, and you're able then now to trade and grow your account. Grow your account from a small, from $65. I would say $65 is where I started. $65 is where I recommend if you at the bare minimum. But if you have a little bit to invest, start at $500. The reason I say start at $500, because there might be a coin and only have one coin that you're waiting for to populate or to get the market, get into the bull run. Get that coin. Make sure you have enough cushion into your account so if it does reach a crash, it doesn't wipe you out. Like I've wiped out, I think, 3 accounts now. Because it's not, I didn't know how to trade. I don't control the market. And I'm waiting for a couple things. I was waiting for the ETF to hit the public, waiting for the halving. Now, the thing is that a lot of big institutional players had to liquidate some things, so it kind of makes everybody at an even playing field like. But if you're looking at like Bitcoin future, or not Bitcoin, gold futures, precious metal futures, the same thing. I think gold futures has a market cap of $200 trillion or something like that. Well, Bitcoin is going to have something more than that I've been told. We got a push to the downside on our Santos. We were looking for that push because now we can take care of 16 cents here. We're waiting for this other one. We can take care of that. We're gonna steal that. We're not stealing it. We're scalping. I'm considered a scalp trader. I scalp small portions off of the market to accumulate. That's how I was able to start. You can see the videos. I started with $65, got it up to $231. Overnight, the coin crash brought my account back to $21. Brought it back from $21 back up to $200. And knowing what I known, I took some more money out of my IRA and I put that cushion in there. So even though my balance says 800, I took another 300 and I put in it as a cushion. So in actuality, I'm up a couple $100, but I had to leave that in there so that way if another crash was to happen, it wouldn't wipe me out. Like last night, that could have wiped me out because that put me into the negative 353.17. So since I had that cushion, I had a $401 free margin. So that cushion acts as a margin. So that way you can withstand things that happen in the market. The market isn't going to be exactly how you want it to be every day. It just doesn't work that way. This is not Disneyland, like my man said. The thing you got to remember is that this is real money. We're trading on real markets. There are a lot of big institutions that control the market. You see, I'm gonna take my positions off of here so you can see. This in Santos, this takes millions and millions and millions of dollars to make this candle. Okay, when you look at this, it started at $3.03 and 301. To push this from here to here to $5, man, what's the market cap on this thing? Let's see what the market cap is on it. It's still loading data. Let's see what the market. Come on now. Why isn't it showing me my market cap? So believe me, folks, what you see on YouTube and what you're being bombarded with in your Facebook, your Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, trading, it's not easy. It's simple if you get the concepts and not bombard yourself with the complexity that people bring to the market. You need to know how to count to 2. You need to know your colors, red and green. You need to know what a call or a put is, when you buy, when you sell. The option is to work on the strategy of finding what they call elephant bars. This would be considered an elephant bar. This would be considered an elephant bar also. Okay, we got 12 cents down here. We can get rid of that. Now we're out of being trapped in the bottom. And we're going to go to the sell side. Matter of fact, we're going to go to the sell side. Oh, we don't have enough. Oh no. Oh boy. So we're down to 23 cents because we got to wait for a pullback on that one account. We got 80 cents. We're taking it. We even got $1. irks me that that happened last night. I have to figure out a way to get my sleep schedule right, because I fell asleep and I could have avoided a disaster. So we're negative $2. So we need to have this market come up a little bit before we can do anything else. But we're going to put a trade in here. See, it's sending us now. We're almost half of our account is not in jeopardy, but you know, we have to be careful. We have to be really, really careful. And I wonder why this hasn't actually, oh, there it is. So this is, oh, I only put 1. I should have put 2. So now here is our position. This is our position right here. So we are going to actually, we're down 1 cent. We're going to put another one in here. We're going to collect that penny. We collected 2 cents. All right, so we got another position in there. We're looking at the Ichimoku cloud. It looks like it's going to be a down day. I really don't feel confident in this account staying alive. We're already $42 down. We only got 49 in it. You know, I tried. That's all I can say is I tried. I've got to do a better job as a leader and as a professional trader, because I'm getting excited and I let my excitement overwhelm me and it gets me in trouble. We do no more calls because of the fact that we have 388. We've got all of these calls. These are all calls. Look at that. Buy, buy, buy. Down here to the Ripple and everything. See, I got to get rid of this. These are weights. These are weights that are weighting me down. It's weighting my account down. Oh, come on, man. What's up with this? Look at that. 56 bucks. That's the Santos. That's our trade that's up in the $5 range. So we're looking for a recoup. We're looking for a recovery. We just put a call in. I know I'm not supposed to, but hey, man, I got to ride this back up. I got to ride it back up. Hopefully this account will be able to survive. Man. If I could just get anybody to understand this. Oh, here's my Epic Pen. English. Oh, it's got to download it again. I wonder if it's got a time limit on it. See? And then you put your thing in and it just goes back down. Where's my cell? Oh, here's my cell. Actually, I'm going to kill it. 66 cents. I'll kill that. So that way, if the market goes up any higher, I won't get damaged. Because I put in a 0.5 lot size for this move. Come on, let's make this move happen. Get the quarter, get the quarter, get the quarter, get the 30 cents, get the 30 cents. Because we don't know, it might switch around again. So even if we open it now, we're at 0. So once we reach it, snatch what you can so the market doesn't reverse on you. We have to learn how to do these. This would have been a perfect Oliver elephant bar move. Okay? So your anticipation, this would have been see, this is a 1 minute time frame. He's doing what he's doing on a 2 minute time frame. I wish there was time frames that we could reset. If I could get a 2 minute time frame on here, but I can't. So I have to use the math to say, okay, 2 candles. So I'm waiting for 2 candles. So I would have waited a minute and then a minute and 30, maybe got into here, and that went down to there. So let's put another sell in because of that thingy thing. So you see the movement here? That's 35 cents that it's already moved, and it hadn't even moved a couple pips. So I'm 95 cents on this one. That's $1. So that's $1. If we measure that, oh, come on, Mike. So from here to there is 95 cents. From 601 to 620 is 95 cents. Now see, as these move up, this is 0.5 lot. You see I'm 65 and 65. Okay, I'm half and half. So the thing is when this reaches $2, this will be $2. So I can wait for it to come back down, or I can kill it. Oliver wants us to take our elephant bars, make our stop, anticipate the entry, confirmation, boom, okay, write it down. So right now we're kind of in a holding pattern. So we're in a holding pattern. What is up with this Epic Pen? Oh, setup is preparing. I don't know what it's doing on my computer. See how that moves so quick? It moves really fast. This was $4 last night. Now it's $6. The buy, 35 cents, we could kill it, or we could wait for it. We're waiting for the buy because it'll take a little move. Either way, we want to have these two close together, but not right up on each other, so that way we can, or maybe we should do 1 and 1. See, I could do this. I could wait for it to come down, give me less negative profit to kill the trade. So this 55, let's go down lower. Give me something. Give me at least another quarter, 30 cents. Because you can see how the candles aren't moving. They're not moving like this. They're just moving, little bitty ones. Because if we zoom out, see how little that is compared to this? There was a push. There was that push. See, we got 15 cents already. And now we're down to 5 cents. Now we got 75. Now we're looking at 60 cents on this call or the sell. So we're waiting for it to sell. We're waiting for it to go down so we can collect some refunds. And then what we'll do is we'll put another sell in, because we do believe that this market will be going lower. Hey, we're surviving over here. We're still at $37, and I thought I seen a move. Yeah, I did see a move. Come on, let's give me a quarter. Give me a quarter. Give me a quarter. Give me 30 cents. Give me 30 cents. Get ready, get ready. Get 35, get 35, get 40. Come on, give me 40. Give me 40. It's give me 40, give me 50. We got 50, we got 55, we got 55 going down. Oh boy, we got that account, it's going down. We got 60 cents, we got 75 cents, we got $1, we got 39 over there. We got 75 cents, 75. Can we get $1? We got $1. Can we get $1? We got $1. We got $1.15, $1.25, $1.25, $1.30, $1.30, $1.30. We're going to take the $1.40. We took $1.40. We set up another trade to keep in the momentum. If it happens to, there it goes. So we collected on that, and now we're waiting for a pullback. This is where I get screwed up, because I put that pullback in there, and I expect that pullback to give us some more profits all the way back up to here. We're looking for this to pull back up to here. That will double our winnings, but then we're looking for this to, we're looking to collect off of this even more, because we know that there will be a pullback when, this is how I got trapped in all of the other ones, because when I'm thinking it's going to go up, it kept going down, and it kept going down, and I kept doing the same thing over and over. Well, I got an 8-hour day right now, so I'm going to ride this thing until the wheels fall off. I got to make $1,000 in this account. I got to make $1,000 in this account. We're at a 404, half the margin price of what we have invested into this thing, into this coin, this token. So here we go. Is it going to go back to the 350 range? Is that where we're headed? We got 5 cents. We got 15 cents. How much can we get off of this one before we're gonna keep this one open, and we're going to hope that it is going to take us. Oh, we got $43 to go. We only got 49 in there. We got 35 cents. Is it going to be 35 cents? 35 cents and waiting? It's stalling. It's stalling. We're taking the 35 cents. It's stalled. Oh, there it goes again. Okay, we're looking for that pullback up. 43. It's going to knock us out. These are all buys too. We're going down again. Holy smokes. 456. There's that pullback. We can get out. We can get out at 65 cents, at 20 cents. Hopefully we're going to get out with a positive. We're going to wait for it to hit. There's our, oh, yep, there's one. Down to $14 on that account. So the big one was wiped out. Oh, too bad. Too freaking bad. I tried. Gotta have enough cushion. Look at that. But we're just gonna wait. Oh, here we go. We're not gonna make any more calls. There's 10 cents. Let's try it. Oh, there we go. We got 95-cent drop. We got a 95-cent drop. We're going to collect that. Oh, it's drawing itself back up. Give me the quarter. Give me the quarter. Put another one in. Got 15, got another 20 cents. $45, $45, $45, $45, $50. Oh, it drew all the way back up. It's just not working out. Just not working out. Nope, ain't got enough money in there. And this thing is tanking. This thing is really tanking. Oh my gosh. I wish that would have worked out. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it to work out. So oh my God. Oh my God. We're getting into dangerous, dangerous territory. We're getting into really dangerous territory. I might have to cut one of these off. Maybe this one right here. That's $120 tied up right now. See how they go up or go down when the price goes back up? And God said, oh, let us make man. Wrong one. Runway. Okay. Woo. Man, this is rough. Man, I'll never make that mistake again. So we gotta go ahead and I'm not biting that bullet, man. I might have to bite this one. A chance to redeem ourselves. See how those are? I need to cut these off. I just have to start cutting them off bit by bit. Because look how it's going down. I mean, it's riding with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is tanking. Got 1, 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 in Ethereum. Everybody's just like, dang, man, come on, man. This coin is just killing us. This small guy. Yep, XRP's down. Just got an alert. That's this. Damn Ripple, man. And that's at 0.1. I think if I kill these, if I go ahead and just bite it, that's $15. That's close to 6 times 3 is $18. I'll take the $18 hit. We're going to take the $18 hit because it's just bleeding our account to death. All right. Wait, that was only 3. I still got 3 to go. Oh, shit. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. How many ripples did I have? Damn it. Another ripple. All right, we had to take that huge loss. Get rid of those freaking weights, man. Still in dangerous territory, but we're still going to try to scalp as much as we can scalp. That son of a gun is just going down, bro. So we have 11 positions opened. They're all buys. Just pray for a surge up. Wow, that was a huge. I'm gonna take a break after this, man. Look at that huge ass candle. Now that is what you call an elephant bar. It's a freaking elephant bar. And see the way that I'm looking at this has got to meet up with this 200. Got 40. There's $1. Give me $1. Don't want it to retract it. Am I still live here? Get in the water. Put another cell in. Close that one. Yeah, this is not working out. I don't know what's wrong with this. Not even watching. Damn it. I'm gonna have to cut this. Oh boy, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. We're in trouble, in trouble. We are big trouble. We are in huge dilemma. And I don't know how to stop the bleeding. Medic. Look at that big drop. Dare not do that. What the hell? Well, I guess I gotta pay for the Epic Pen. I'm not paying for it. Man, folks. I'm gonna have to do some finagling. I don't even want to look at my IRA. Oh, come on. We are taking a bashing. We're back to our $600, so we gotta make that up. Hopefully it'll stop. We got a green go on the cloud, but man, what a hell of a beating. But we'll survive. We will survive. By hook or crook. Thanks for joining me. Please like, subscribe. We are trading Santos right now. It's a fungible token. It's a fan token. We're down 14%. That's just it. When you think you got it all figured out, it ain't figured out. It ain't figured out at all. But we're going to survive because we're going to play the market. We're going to keep scalping. we're not going to be putting in any more calls. We have these calls here, all of these calls. I just had to circumvent 200. I think it was almost going to go to $160 in the negative. I had to chop it. That's one thing you got to learn. You got to chop those things. If you made a mistake, damn it, you got to man up, woman up. It did not work. I did not fail. It did not work because I didn't do anything to cause the market to crash. I didn't do the right thing and close those out. Had I followed the right procedures, but if we can learn to just catch this, what he was talking about, look how pretty that is. We would have had all that money right there. All of that. That just happened this morning. That was from 1050. So what is that I'm lacking, that I can't ride this sucker? You know, this right here. Shoot, man. This is a significant pullback. This is that wick. This is that wick. Got to get pulled out of the muck. The muck. It's 11:50. All right, I'm gonna shut off and take my lunch break, and we will be back for the second half at 1 p.m. We'll try to run a commercial here. Okay, so we'll see you back here at 1 p.m. Thanks for joining.